All right. We are live both on TikTok and YouTube. Perfect. Hey, Jules. It's good to see you. Awesome. So, everyone, again, go check out Anti-Animal Use on YouTube. We'll be live Saturday between 12 p.m. and 2 p.m. PST. I will be live also tomorrow, but not on TikTok, only on YouTube. So if you go look up Vegan Stoner Lady on YouTube, you'll see me at 10 a.m. PST time till noon. So me, 10 to noon, and then Anti-Animal Use, noon to 2. God, I need some water. Hold on, guys. Sorry. All right. So definitely, oh, thank you. Appreciate that. Okay, with no further ado, let me pull myself up. There we go. My hat flopped over. And it's all reversed, so I don't know which way's up. Anyway, I was trying to get it to fit over my headphones, but just will not fit. Oh, that's weird. TikTok didn't do my background. You can see my stuff. It's a little better. Hold on a second. To move this out of the way. Cool. There we go. Oops. No, it's that one. Cancel. Cool. All right. So, why aren't you vegan? I've got some resources over here. Dominion 2018 free documentary on YouTube just to show you the reality of what it is that you demand. Below that is nutritionfacts.org. This is just a great place to start when you don't know how or where to start in making change in your life. This is the easiest, fastest way to make any change, and it's science-backed. It's showing you the studies right there so that you know what you're doing is safe for yourself, but also you're not demanding someone's exploitation. And then below that is Vegan Easy. If maybe you want to have someone there to ask questions, maybe a community to bounce ideas off of when you have obstacles, or just some place you can regularly ask questions, Vegan Easy is a great resource. They have a dietitian that can make meal plans for you. And yeah, it's just a great resource if you need a little extra help, if that's really what's holding you back from living vegan. Because I know a lot of people are curious and are open to change and living vegan, but they just don't know where to start. So that's why I'm here. Just want to bring some support and instill some power in you. Thank you, Out of Control. I appreciate you saying that. Yes, Joshua, we are omnivores. I don't deny that. I'm just talking about that since we know that we can thrive without using animals, why are we doing this to them? We know that from science now that these animals, are sentient. They do care about what happens to them. They care about their families. So what justifies continuing to exploit them, purposely breed them just to be used for our pleasure? What justifies that? And I am taking up guests, but you got to be over 18. I didn't grab my guest thing. Sorry, guys. I see you over there. Oh, Jules, hey, come on up. Hey.
Hey.
Good.
How's it going?
It's going all right. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for asking.
Good. Right on.
I'm actually coming up here because I have a couple of questions for you, if you
Sure. Yeah. What's
don't
up?
mind. Well, I see you doing activism, kind of outside and stuff, and I think I'm kind of at the point where I want to get into that also, and I guess I'm just kind of seeking advice on how you kind of gathered, I guess for lack of a better word, the courage.
Oh my gosh. For me, it took just having one other person at least there. It doesn't matter who they are. If it's someone you trust, they don't have to do anything for me, it was just that I knew I had backup, like if anything happened.
Right.
Yeah.
'Cause,
Otherwise,
like,
go ahead.
sorry.
No, please. Go ahead.
I saw recently, I forgot her name, but you'll probably know who I'm talking about when I go along. But there's this activist that she's been going around recently dressed as like a character from. Oh, hi, honey. Oh, sorry, my
Oh, you're
partner's home. You're okay. Sorry, love. She goes around. She's been going around dressed as one of the characters from Wicked and kind of like raising awareness of like, oh, like these actresses are vegan. Like, why won't you
Jamie
consider
Logan?
that? Yeah, that one. Yeah.
It's funny because her and I had the same idea last night. Well, I'm sure she
Yeah?
actually planned ahead. I didn't see her stuff until this morning, but I wanted to go interview people, but the theaters around me are not very populated, and they like immediately seat people. So there was like no place for me to do interviews. But we, in the theater, I posted this on my account. I shouted out to the audience at the end, if you want to save the animals, be vegan. It's up to you, which is a quote from the movie, It's Up to You. And I heard a couple of claps, but I don't know if it's because they couldn't hear me and it was the end of the movie. But I yelled as loud as I could. But yeah, Jamie Logan like went the full 9 yards, and like she did exactly what that's what I wanted to do, was interview people, because the story of Elphaba is sorry, I don't know if you heard me, but the story of Elphaba is that she's an animal liberator.
Yeah.
Or at least in the movie.
Like the whole movie.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't watch the second movie, but I watched the first one, and it's literally like the messaging is like fully vegan. You know what I mean? Like there's tones of like animal testing and being against that, and like animals being caged and them, losing their light, their voice, whatever.
Yep.
And it's like the undertones are very, very vegan, and nobody really talks. And the two main characters are vegan.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Cynthia and
after seeing
Ariana.
It, I was like, right, yeah. After seeing Jamie do that, I was like, I want to do that.
Hell yeah.
But the only like activism that I've ever really done is give out like stickers to people. For example, you kind of gotta like feed off of that like omnivorous greed. Like
Yeah.
I make stickers, and I'll have like some cute ones, and then I'll have like one like cute sticker that's like my brand or something.
Yeah.
And then all the other ones are like vegan stickers, like with like activism stickers. And they'll like ask about it, and then we'll talk about it. And that was my way of activism, but I kind of like wanted to take it a step further.
Okay.
And
I was like, that's not a bad way to open. Like, yeah, that might be a good way to be like, hey, do you want a sticker? And then you can kind of like segue your in, like the way it sounds like you've been doing. That sounds like an amazing niche to get to people, because everybody wants a sticker, first off.
Right.
And I mean, it's so harmless, like I think that's a fantastic way to open. It sounds like you're already doing it.
Oh, thank you. It's really motivating.
Yeah. Well, so is it just like maybe you don't have like a location, or like what are the other practical things that are in the way?
My confidence.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I totally get that. So like I started that outreach group, and there were a couple of weeks where I knew I was going to have to be out there alone, because the person that I founded the group with was having to do some education courses for her license. And oh my God, I mean, what kept me going is, first of all, thinking about the animals, but also every other activist that does it on their own was always telling their audience, I feel nervous. And like that gave me confidence, because I'm like, okay, this is normal. Even the people that I consider the pros feel what I'm feeling right now, even though they should have like this extra confidence. It's still nerve-wracking, because talking to people is scary sometimes, especially face to face. But
yeah, that's the spooky part about it, is I feel like I'll kind of like hiccup and like stumble upon my words. I'm not very good at speaking.
That's okay. Honestly, you're gonna do that, and then you're gonna get better at it. Because honestly, if you look at my first videos doing street outreach, they're okay. I'm out there, right? They're okay. But I feel like you kind of have to make those mistakes a little bit to learn from them, or, watch a lot of other activists on the street until you do feel confident. But honestly, just know that you're going to make mistakes and it's okay. And just keep going forward,
Right.
because that's honestly, I'm not a very confident person either, but that's really all I keep telling myself. It's like, just keep moving forward, do better next time. And
That's because you're so good at what you do, and I really like find it inspiring and really look up to it.
that's good. You know what? That's why I started my vegan stoner why I started doing outreach on it. It's because I wanted people to know I'm a Joe Schmo. I genuinely am just an average person, and I want other average people to have confidence that we all have little special niches that can do something. And maybe you do find out that talking to people specifically isn't your thing. It sounds like you've already found a way with the stickers, though. Like, you've kind of worked a niche in there, and that's amazing already. So
Oh, thank you.
yeah,
Well,
absolutely.
definitely talking about it makes like motivates me to pursue it a little bit more because you're definitely right. I guess I'm like it's not that I'm like scared to make mistakes, obviously,
Oh,
but
no,
when it's
no.
like about something that you care about so much and like, it almost seems like making a mistake will like pull away from like the meaning of the movement on like your own and
Yep. Well,
I
so
guess
then
that's kind of like
the other thing I would recommend is recording it, of course. For one, if you didn't want to put it online, you don't have to, but you can re-watch it, and that also helps you get better. But going live is nice because you don't have to store the video anywhere, and you can download it later. So, yeah, I would always recommend recording in some fashion for your safety, but also just for practicing purposes too.
maybe I can convince my partner to be my backup.
Oh yeah, exactly. That's what I did actually. My partner, he's very, like, when I describe him, he's a normal person, but he much prefers to not go outside. And I convinced him, because I was like, I really just, all I need is you to just be there so that if I decide that I'm done, I have someone who has my back and is like, hey, you were there. And no one was going to harm you. I don't know. It was just having that backup for safety or whatever it was. For me, it was just kind of like in my mind, there's somebody there. So that gave me that confidence.
Okay. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for your
Hell
advice.
yeah. Yeah. Did you want to hang out and talk to people, or I don't want to force you up? Or
I would love to hang out,
awesome.
but I have a feeling that I am kind of like ruining people's algorithm right now.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Okay.
I think I have a lot of reports on me at the moment
Oh, okay. I don't understand
from a
TikTok
certain group.
sometimes, so, yeah, that,
I don't know. I noticed it happened with Landon, and I see that every time I like hop on, people don't really go over like 15 to 20 viewers, and they're usually at like over 70. And I'm
it
assuming
actually has been slow for me in general. Like, I haven't been getting over 28, I think was the highest I got, like, the last few lives. So,
well, if you'll have me, I'd love to hang
yeah,
around for a little
absolutely.
while.
If it gets so low, like, maybe I'll restart, but you're still welcome to come back up and we'll test it, see if it does the same thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Feel free to kick me off.
Well, and also, I totally left YouTube in the dark. So we actually have another audience anyway. So, hey, YouTube, how you doing over there? They're kind of on a 30-second delay, though. But we might be able to get some people from in there. Let me share the link, guys. Oops. How do I grab it? I gotta move this. Okay. Close that. YouTube can see what I'm doing, but you can't. Okay. Here we go. Oh, we have some people requesting. Give me 1 second, people, in the request. I am inviting YouTube people. Request. Okay, and then let me pin it. All right, YouTube. You should see it now. There's a link that I pinned. It looks weird. Oh, there it goes. Okay. Anyway, there's a link in there. Click on that. You can request up. It's good to see you. Hey, Lewis. I see you in there, Axel. Vegan Anthem. Jake, I see you. It's all good to see. Of course, Ian is in there. All right. Cool. Let's bring up some people. Hey, Keith, I see you. Is vegans. I don't know what that means. Yes, is vegans.
What is veganism?
Did someone ask that?
No, I'm just wondering. I've never heard of such a term.
Of course, it is the rejection of exploiting animals for human use. And something like that. Hope that clears things up.
Definitely.
That one hat. Are you here still? It looks like you maybe have left. Oh, man. I did take a second. I'm sorry, guys. I hope you're still there in the requests.
Hello.
Hey, Walter, are you over 18?
Yes, I'm 25.
Okay, awesome. Why aren't you vegan yet?
Yes, a very good question. I don't believe I have an obligation to stop eating animals, even though I see the harm in it.
Um, what does veganism mean? Do you know?
Well, you just said it like earlier. It's the non-exploitation of animals.
Right. So let me give you an example. If, let's say, someone was exploiting you without your consent, and I had the opportunity to benefit from that, all I had to do was give your exploiter or your oppressor money, and I would get whatever benefit it was. Do you think that I should continue to give them money, or should I not give them money so that they stop exploiting you?
Well, I would obviously say no because that's subjective,
Right. You would,
right?
subjectively, you would prefer that I don't give money to your oppressor to continue exploiting you, right?
Well, of course, yeah.
Yeah. So if you demand respect, why do you think that animals do not deserve the same respect that you demand?
Yeah, they don't have any moral agency. They're a moral patient.
So if someone lacks moral agency, that you can exploit them?
Either that or a different species than me, yeah.
So if a human lacks moral agency, it's moral to exploit them?
No, because they're still a human.
Okay, so it's not about having morality. So what is it about humans that makes them different from animals?
Right, so humans are, well, majority, right, are moral agents. You have the ability to think rationally, to plan ahead in the future.
But why does that
There's
matter about individuals?
it matters to me personally. I like to see that.
Okay,
And if
so
obviously if
so then if that's the case, then you should accept that I discriminate based off of my who you're related to, how closely you're related to me, and the further relation you are from me, the more I think it's okay to exploit you. Do you think that's how
well
we
no
should treat
because
each
we're
other?
we're well, what's it called? Subjectively, no, but I don't think there's an objective truth in that. Like, if that's how
I
you
agree.
think
It's
is right,
subjective.
then
I
yeah,
agree. It's
no,
subjective. But I
yeah.
think that we all want to be respected, right? Regardless of who we're related to, how smart we are, if we understand morality or not, we demand respect.
Sure, but if
So,
that's
do you
what you
know
think is right or
do
wrong,
you
right?
know
But what
what
I think is right or
sentience
wrong
do you
could
know
be
what
different.
sentience is?
Yeah, the ability to experience things,
Right.
right? Or have experience.
Do you understand that animals are sentient?
Yeah, some animals are sentient, yeah.
Okay, so the animals that we use, like fish, chickens, cows, pigs, turkeys, goats, etc., all these animals are sentient. Do you agree?
Yes.
Okay. So that means that they care about what happens to them, right?
Happens to them. Some of them aren't even self-aware, so they don't even have like a them.
Okay, so
It's
sentience means that they make preferences, right? They're having an experience. They weigh that experience out. They prefer to be comfortable and they don't want to feel harm, right? Because harm leads to death. They're avoiding death.
sure, yeah. I
Okay.
mean,
So what is
they
it then?
could, yeah, but
Why can't you respect that?
I think the benefits that I received outweighed my empathy for them.
I don't want your empathy. You just need to not oppress them. Understand that they
Well,
don't want to be
need,
used. You don't need to use them. And if you were them, you wouldn't want to be used.
sure, yeah, but do you think I have an obligation to do that though?
Well, if you were the victim, do you think that your oppressor has the obligation to stop using you when they know they don't need to?
No, I think they're messed up, but I don't think they have an obligation. I don't think anyone has an obligation to do anything.
So if I knew that I was demanding human slavery, I shouldn't abstain from that. I should just keep doing whatever I want to do.
Well, that's subjectively, I think you should
Oh,
not do that,
okay.
right?
So you do think that if I know that I'm demanding someone be exploited, that I stop demanding it.
For me
So
personally,
why are
yes.
you being a hypocrite?
No, I don't think you're obligated to do that though.
I'm not
I think you should.
obligated.
I think
So
you should.
what is the
But
difference between should and morally obligate?
so it's no. I can't stop you from doing that, but
No
the
one's
law will
forcing
come
you
into
at all.
effect.
This is your own principles. I'm
That's what
using
I'm
your
saying.
own
So
logic
principle here
against
is that
you.
I don't care about these animals that much.
It's not about caring. It's about knowing that if you were them, you would want to be respected. Like, let's say you lose your sapience. You're not able to think about thoughts. You're only sentient, which means you're making preferences, right? You like to be comfortable. Maybe you enjoy the sun, but you don't understand maybe morality, or maybe you don't, understand how to build things or whatever, communicate. Does that mean that we now have the right to exploit you?
I believe whatever happens is based on what that person's value is.
Would you
But
want
I
to
don't
be
think you should.
respected, or would you want to be exploited and used unfairly?
Well, in this situation, I don't know what I would want because my entire like,
You
I
can't,
don't
well,
know
I mean,
more.
if you can't go on a hypothetical, we can just move on. Like, you don't know if you'd want to be
Sure.
respected or not. That sounds kind of silly.
If I don't have like if I'm to this point where I don't even have like moral agency, I don't know
Yeah.
if I would
But
even
you have
want anything.
preferences. You like to be comfortable. You don't want to feel harm. But because you don't have sapience, we're now considering exploiting you. We could use your body for anything, poke every hole with whatever we want.
Sure, yeah, I think
See, you're being
I would want that to
dishonest.
not happen.
Okay. You went about that answer a little long. I thought you were saying, sure, I'd accept that.
I
Don't.
think it's just like kind of simple. Like, as a person with bodily autonomy, I can, you know, understand that other beings with bodily autonomy do not want to be harmed just like I do.
Yeah. Was there something maybe I was missing with him? Like, was I not answering something, or was there something I wasn't going over?
I don't think so.
Okay. I was like, I'm really confused. I feel like I laid it out really, really clear there for you. But I understand that humans and animals are different, but like, morally speaking, there's no difference.
Especially when it comes to like experiencing,
Yeah,
having our own.
exactly. We care about what happens to us. Hey, Lay,
Hello.
are you over 18?
Yes, ma'am.
What year were you born?
I was born in 2005. I know, I sound really young. I'm sorry. I'm 20.
Okay. All right. All right. I'll trust you.
Okay, thank you.
Why aren't you vegan?
Okay, so I have a question. Does these include livestock as well?
This is all animals.
Okay, so the only reason why, like, I understand, like, hunting for, like, fun, for the animals, for people to like take the animals for trophies. The only thing with livestock is that they're specifically like bred to be food. So because they are specifically bred to be food, they are genetically not correct, if that makes sense. So a lot of these animals would not be able to survive outside of being livestock. Like if we were to release them, they wouldn't make it, unfortunately.
So,
Uh,
so I want to draw an analogy, like another situation where other sentient beings were enslaved for another group, and the oppressors were forcing the oppressed to mate and make more enslaved individuals. Do you know of a time that I'm speaking of that sounds like what I'm describing?
yes, well, I am African American, so I do
Okay.
understand.
So do you think then, even in that time, that if someone was bred for something, that it's moral to use them regardless of their consent for that purpose?
No, it is not.
Yeah. So I just want to, trace that back to animals. What is it about animals that makes it okay to do that to them?
Well, I'm not saying I don't think it's okay. It's just
Okay.
unfortunately the fact at the moment is because they are bred to be eaten. So for chickens, for example, their breasts are bred to be larger. So because of that, they aren't able to really move around like that.
Yeah.
So if they are to be let free, they wouldn't make it. And that's the only reason why I feel like if I personally stopped eating meat, it wouldn't really change much.
Let me instill some
Unfortunately.
power in you. Let me instill some power in you, because actually you do make a big difference. One person changing their lifestyle from, a traditional lifestyle to a vegan can save 100 to 300 animals. That's huge. Imagine if somebody went, I keep using this example, but it's just, to me, it just really drives the nail in, is if someone went and saved one dog from the dog meat market, that individual is considered a hero, right? They saved that dog. And everyone's like, oh, that dog's so happy to be alive. So you can prevent 100 to 300 individuals from being put into that system. It's way bigger. That's a lot of difference. Do you know how supply and demand works?
Yes.
Yeah.
So, the more someone demands something, the more the supply will go up.
Exactly. And if you remove your demand, they actually breed fewer individuals into existence. And as far as what we could do, let's say we were to let the animals go right now. My idea personally wouldn't be to just release them, because that would just wreak havoc on ecosystems, right? On other animals in their natural territories. What I would suggest is that since these individuals have sadly been bred to have these handicaps, they should be cared for, just like we do our companions in that sense, and not breed them like for our purposes. If they naturally mate, fine, whatever. I'm not going to control that. But if we don't mess with their reproductive systems, they actually don't reproduce at the same rates, and eventually, they wouldn't exist anymore, and we wouldn't worry about their care. And the longest lived ones are like 20 years old. So it wouldn't even be a problem that would last that long if we did that immediately. Sadly, that won't happen. It'll most likely be something like, the more people become vegan, the fewer and fewer animals that will be bred into existence, and eventually people will come to either the reality of climate or morals that we shouldn't use animals. So
Thank you. I understand where you're coming from. That's my main concern, which is why I have yet to become vegan. It's just the logisticals of it, and that was really it. But thank you so much.
Take a screenshot just so you have my resources, because honestly, these are all great. Watch Dominion, just so you know if you are going to use animals, even later today. You should watch this documentary and just ask yourself if you genuinely want to give your money to those people. And then below that is nutritionfacts.org. If you don't know where to start, it has what's called the Dailey Dozen. It's just an easy checklist on how to get everything you need on a whole food, plant-based diet. So.
Okay, thank you very much.
Absolutely. I really appreciate it. I just want to leave you with one last question, though, okay? One last hard question. How many more animals do you want exploited for you? Is it more than 0?
No.
Right on. All right, well, then you have your answer. It's time to go vegan.
Thank you.
Hell yeah, thanks for coming up. You have a great day, Lay.
Of course, thank you.
Yeah. Wow.
Ooh, they were.
Yeah, W's in the chat for Lay. That was beautiful. I really appreciate honest people and honest questions. That was fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Ashley.
Hi.
Hey, I feel like, have we spoken before? I've spoken to other Ashleys before, at least.
I think so, maybe. It might have been maybe like a month ago.
Okay.
I am 30, though, so that
Right.
way, you know,
Thank you.
you need it for TikTok.
Yeah. So why aren't you vegan?
So I think for me, it has more to do with accessibility and stuff. I do live in a really small town. It's a population of like 3,000, I think 3,200 and stuff. And like any like major like big city is like 3.5 hours away. So like the market that I like only have in this area, like they do have some like plant-based options, but they don't like have a lot of options, if that makes sense. So I have to like basically like order anything I want. But another thing too, though, is like, you know, like any restaurants over here, like they don't even have like any like vegan options. Like it's just meat. But like I'm very like against hunting. I'm against you know, like even killing like a rat or like a mouse, for example. Like I'm completely against that.
So tell me why you're against that. Why are you against killing mice or rats?
I don't know. Like I don't know. I think it's just because I feel like they are like sentient and stuff, you know, like I don't know. Like I don't want to see like an animal like suffer and stuff. Like even, you know, when I do eat meat, it kind of, you know, like I do feel kind of bad. But it's just for me, it's just accessibility and stuff. You know, like if I go to a restaurant with friends, like, you know, like my options are limited.
Mm-hmm. Well, I guess what it comes down to is, you know, your priorities and, you know, have you seen what the animals go through?
Oh, I have, definitely, especially chickens and stuff. Like they kind of, you know, cage them up and stuff, and like, you know, it's like very crowded and stuff, and they basically will fatten up chickens and stuff, and you know, you'll kind of like have like these chickens with like broken legs, so like they're basically, you know, being tortured, you know, before even being killed.
If they were, like, let's say you find out that all the restaurants have run out of, I don't know, a virus has come through and wiped out all livestock, and deer are running out. All we have left are the cats and the dogs. Would you eat cats and dogs?
No, definitely not. I would try to like eat, you know, anything like plant-based if I could and stuff. Like if we're just talking about, you know, like living like animals and stuff, like I wouldn't, you know, I would try to avoid, you know, eating anything kind of. Like I even try that right now, but definitely not cats and dogs. You know, like I feel like, you know, they're very like domesticated and yeah.
So like if it was all cats and dog meat that was in the stores and
I wouldn't buy it.
All right, so you would make it work without consuming animals.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Like I'm pretty sure too, if that was the case, I feel like probably it'd be more accessible, you know, to get more like vegan options and stuff. Like, you know, to get like a vegan like hamburger.
Okay.
I think it's just more accessibility in this town, and like where I live at too. Like a lot of people here do hunt deers. Like even like outside like my apartment, you'll see like literally like maybe like 2 bucks and stuff. You know, like. But yeah, it's hard, you know, like when you do live in like a town that doesn't have a lot of like resources.
Well, but I want to make it clear again, because you already said that you could make it work if you found out that all the animal flesh products that were available were just cat and dog. Like, what if it was like it is right now? Would you be able to make it work? Like, you still have the plant-based options as they are available 3 hours away. And then whatever is available at the restaurants that is plant-based. But all the meat products and all the creams and all that come from cats and dogs. Would you be able to make it work without using those animal products?
I think so. I think it would just, you know, come down to, you know, of course, you know, just making sure, you know, that like I plan my meals out and stuff. You know, I mean, it's like any diet, you know, you want to make sure you get all your nutrients.
Would you give in to eating cats and dogs though in that scenario?
No.
Okay. So
No,
what
definitely not.
what I'm trying, I don't know if you're catching what I'm trying to put down. I'm trying to show you that if you're disgusted with it enough, you will find a way. So
Yeah.
there's still
I
something
think
in
that
your
I'm s-
mind that's seeing cows, chickens, fish possibly as still expendable. Like it's okay that they go through that as long as you still get that convenience, right? But if it were cats and dogs, it sounds like you would have the motivation because that's all you need, right? Because I told you the scenario would be as you are right now, everything that's available as it is. It's just that we're subbing who is the meat product. And you said you could make it
I think
work.
I think it just really comes down to, like when you're raised around meat, like cows, like
Of course.
pork. That's like what you see like on
So what is it?
so
What is it that separates cows and dogs? What makes them so different that it's okay to do this to cows? I understand that we're told this, but let's think logically through it, right? Like what morally says cows it's okay to do this too, so I will continue to pay for it versus I will absolutely not pay for it.
I think it really comes down to, like we have like, cats and, dogs in the house. Like, so they're like basically a part of the family. Not saying, cows, don't matter, but that's just kind of how it's kind of engraved. I think partially
So
maybe a little bit in my head, but probably like a lot of other people, just.
is it your value system then that morally justifies the difference in treatment?
I would say probably that, and also the fact that when I
So
do eat meat,
I
I
just
try
want to be
not to
clear.
think it's from an
I just
animal.
want to be clear. You're saying because you value someone less, it's okay to exploit them.
I guess in a sense, technically speaking, yes.
Okay, so
But
if I valued, I don't know, people with brown hair less than me to the point where I think it's okay to exploit them, does that logically check out? Do you think that's moral?
no.
Right, so value system doesn't morally justify harmfully discriminating someone. So I'm just trying to show you
Yeah.
that I understand that we have these cultural lines that say dogs you just pet and cuddle, cows you cut their head off and eat. But morally speaking, there's no difference between the two. They both want to live. They both care about what happens to them. They want to avoid harm. And, they're honestly very equal in intelligence. So they call cows grass puppies. I'm sure you're aware of a lot of this, but I just want you to understand that the only thing that's really holding you back is just these arbitrary cultural lines that we've painted, but they don't actually logically make sense. It's just something that we've been told over and over again.
It's just more, I think, kind of like how you're raised and, raised kind of, and
Okay.
like just.
Yeah, but
it's
if
just,
you were the
but-
victim, look at it from the victim's perspective, right? The reason why you care about the cats and dogs is because you understand there's a little individual in there that's having an experience and you've experienced being bonding with one, right?
Right.
Right. So, but with cows and pig, maybe you haven't bonded with them, but that doesn't mean that they don't care about their lives just as much and they want to live just as much. So,
Yeah.
if you were the victim, because you care about your life, what would you want your oppressor to do? Keep using
I would
the
not
names.
want to.
Go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. Like, I'd want, to have, like, freedom to do what I want. If that, means being my own person. Like, I think that's kind of why I'm kind of against, like, deer hunting and stuff. I think it's just, we're kind of in their, like, environment and stuff. And that's why, we have deers, especially, like, in the town I live in and stuff. But, yeah, there's just this whole big thing of, like, hunting and stuff. And I am against that, for sure.
It's
but
not fair to take someone who wants to live. It's not fair to take their life, right? Especially when they're,
No.
not doing anything to harm you. Yeah, I agree. It's the same thing though for all the animals. And really the only reason why those restaurants and your store keep supplying the cow, chicken, fish, flesh is because you demand it. And if you could, when you go to the store, because I'm sure you do go to the store sometimes, you could request from the store to make sure that they stock up on the things that you need because they want to make money. You're a captive audience. So I'm sure that they would accommodate you if you said, I'm going to give you money if you bring in more beans, more, frozen fruits and vegetables or canned fruits and vegetables or whatever it is that you want to consume. Just, it's about your demand. And, you can make a huge difference, especially in your area. If you start demanding these products, they become more available for everyone. So that's huge.
Yeah, I think that pretty much kind of sums it up and stuff. Like I'm trying to be like, full vegan and stuff, like very like strict, So even for me, it would kind of go to the extent of not even like wearing like, leather, of course. So, because it's more of a lifestyle, I feel like, to be vegan. It's not.
Have I told you the definition of veganism?
No, but I kind of have my own definition of it.
Okay, well that might clarify things. Go ahead and tell me what your definition is.
So for me, my definition of veganism is abstaining from all animal-derived products and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, that is a byproduct of veganism. Veganism is actually an ethical stance against the exploitation of sentient beings. So if I can avoid demanding your exploitation, I avoid demanding it. If someone was oppressing you because people were giving them money, and I could benefit from that by giving them money, would you think that I should give them money so they continue to oppress you? Or should I abstain from giving them money so they stop oppressing you?
You should abstain.
Right. Exactly. And if I have another way, I should just go for that because you want to live. You want to be free.
Yeah, it's just a matter of it just, being accessible. But I think for me, like what I'm gonna probably start doing and stuff is I'm probably, because I am gonna go out of town and stuff. So maybe just like stocking up on stuff that I can't get in this town. But
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Look up Cheap Lazy Vegan. She's a YouTuber that makes really delicious meals that do give you nutrition, but are inexpensive and easy to make.
Okay, then.
Yeah.
Okay, then. Well, thank you so much.
Absolutely. So I want to ask you, I'm sure you heard me ask the last person, how many more animals do you want to have exploited for you? Is it more than 0?
0.
Hell yeah.
Honestly, 0. Like.
Exactly. Awesome. All right. Well, Ashley, I appreciate you coming up.
Thank you.
Hell yeah. Jules, did you want to say something?
I just wanted to say that you can also make your own mock meats for really, really cheap. So if that's something that you feel that you're lacking in, as I overheard you saying that you lack like resources,
Yeah,
always make your own.
I do know you can do like poblano burgers and stuff too. Like I know that's like a really good option if you do want to like avoid soy.
Mm-hmm.
But
I like making my own seitan.
oh, okay.
So you get to like, put your own flavor in it, and literally like the only ingredient that you need other than like, a broth is vital wheat gluten. So
Good.
big win there.
You
So
could.
you can like literally make your own mock meats, flavor them as however you want. I'm still going off of a pastrami a mock pastrami that I made a couple of weeks ago.
Oh wow.
Need like $2 to make, and it's a huge like serving of it, so it's gonna last me a while.
Yeah, I think for me, what I plan on doing for Thanksgiving and stuff is doing like tofurkey and stuff. So kind of like an option for turkey, but yeah, it'll be kind of fun to do. Try it out and
What's
make
even
it myself.
You can
And
also.
it's like I think especially I feel like it's a really good rebellion because Thanksgiving is like based on violence.
Yes.
So I think that the best way to celebrate it, if you are to celebrate it, is doing the opposite and not consuming any violence at all.
Yeah.
I want to add also, you can even make your own vital wheat gluten from washing just regular wheat flour. So it's even more accessible.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, just look up
Nice.
gluten washing flour method.
Okay.
Yeah.
Vegan hack.
Yes, please. W's in the chat for Ashley. That was amazing. Thank you, Ashley, for coming up. Really. And if you have any,
Thank you.
if you have any other questions, please hit us up.
Okay, then. Thank you guys.
Oh,
Bye,
yes.
everyone.
See ya. You have a good day.
Best of luck.
Yeah, good luck.
Thank you.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I cut her off at the end. I didn't mean to cut you off. I thought she was struggling to get out, so I'm so sorry. I hope you aren't offended. Hey, grass fed.
What's up?
It's good to see you.
Yeah, thanks for letting me out.
Hell yeah. All right. Are you guys ready for the next one?
Yep.
Let's do it. Leave us jeans.
Sorry, let me step outside.
Hey, are you over 18?
Yeah, my birthday is 10/02/06.
Okay. So why aren't you vegan yet?
So I think I have maybe a different perspective or maybe lifestyle on it than most people, but can I give some like backstory first?
I mean, it
Is
shouldn't.
that okay?
It shouldn't take any backstory.
It should, I mean, well, or maybe just like
I don't need any backstory.
so
Just why aren't you vegan?
okay. So I'll make it short, but I grew up probably until I was 7 in Denver, Colorado, very poor.
Okay.
My
Okay. Let's move
I'll
on.
skip to
Let's
it.
fast
Okay,
forward
I
to
work.
today.
Okay, so I didn't have much opportunity in Denver. My older brother, he moved to
Okay,
Alaska. We worked on
today, and then today,
Okay, I'm sorry. I
then
just thought I'd give some
today.
context. Yes. Today, I'd say 9 months out of the year, I work on fishing boats, and I understand that
Get another job.
No, okay, well, I did not finish. I
Well, if
finished
you're
school
gonna
in
say that
7th
you're
grade.
stuck on a boat out in the water for months on end, of course they're gonna feed you a bunch of garbage.
No, it's not about the food. That's really me and my brother's only source of income.
You can get
And I
another
understand
job.
the food.
There's other
No,
jobs other than
okay,
fishing.
I agree with that, and I understand the food industry, especially with the is it Tyson with the chickens?
Okay.
Is that who? I understand how bad that is in the beef industry, and
Okay, so
I also
why
understand
aren't you vegan?
because I my honestly, all I have is making that. My only job is making the money from fishing. I barely finished 7th grade. I'm
Okay. I don't have time for that.
Yeah, I know. I was confused. I was like, "Are we listening to your life story, or are we?"
Yeah, it just kept going. I'm like, I don't want your background. Please stop. And you just wouldn't stop. I'm on a fishing boat all the time. Okay, get another job. I don't care. Honestly, if you're in America, you have plenty of other options. You don't need to go to those fishing boats. Especially if you've already done it, they give you like a lump sum of money. That means you have a little bit something. You can go look for something else. You'll have months where you don't do anything. So go get educated. There's other jobs that uneducated people can do that pay really well. Go work in some other kind of a factory, something that builds something. I'm sure there's something in your area. What was that?
I was gonna say that.
Are booming right now. People make bank off of mushrooms, and I am their top contributor. I will buy all of these mushrooms.
That's true though. Like
Anytime.
mushrooms are amazing.
I use them for everything. They are in literally all of my meals. I cannot get enough of mushrooms.
Same. I'm not bringing up Grotto Legends because I've never had a good conversation with them. So they just cannot help themselves but be misogynistic. They just have to. Every time. It just slips right out of their mouth. Cannot help it. And we have the child again. Well, let's look at YouTube. Hey, YouTube. What are you guys doing? Do we have anybody here? Oh, man. That's pretty low, too. I think there's like 12 viewers. Is that what I'm seeing? 10 viewers on YouTube. Oh, so sad. See, it's not you. It's not you, Jules.
Okay.
So
I
sad.
don't know. I've been getting yelled at a lot by a certain group of people.
Oh, okay. It has to do with
And
something like that. Okay. I'm not.
yeah.
I keep trying to keep my head out of it, and I keep forgetting who's who, to be completely honest, because once somebody stresses me out enough, I'm like, you're not going to live rent free in my mind.
That's exactly how I'm trying to be, but I'm getting like attacked by these people for
Yeah.
accidentally stumbling upon their things.
Okay.
It's,
I'm
it is
sorry.
what it is.
Yeah, I just try to stay out of that stuff because I just want to stay so focused on the animals. You know,
Exactly. It's about veganism, not talking shit about other vegans.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I've got issues with vegans. There's some vegans, you know, I wouldn't mind having some heated conversations with. Yeah. I don't understand bigoted vegans, like people that are racist or sexist or transphobic or whatever, any of the other harmful discriminations. I do not understand their line of thinking, and especially if they're activists. That is strange. Like
It doesn't really align with the stance against oppression, I think.
Exactly. And like the fact that we focus on using science and logic to come to our conclusions, and it's just like, are we forgetting that? What is happening? I'm seeing some people, I mean, it's not everybody. It's just when you do see it, you're like, why?
No, absolutely. I know exactly what you're saying.
Yeah.
And I see a lot of it here, which is really unfortunate because I feel like it really takes away from the message that they're trying to, spread.
Yeah. I agree.
But some people are just so focused on like ostracizing others rather than the vegan philosophy and the movement.
I hate that. Yeah. Like I said, I mean, even outside of TikTok, there are genuinely like talking heads. I don't know what you call someone that's like a really well-known person in a movement, but there are multiples that I'm like, I really hate that you're the front of this because I don't want you representing me, and the way you talk about things, I feel like makes us look bad. But whatever, you know, without being specific, because I don't want to distract so much from the animals. Like, even that drama aside, like the animals, I don't want them to suffer from our drama and our whatevers.
Right.
Yeah.
The animals matter more to me than just like some petty conflict.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
I agree. That's how it should be. Like, it's fine to have conversations to clarify or fix things, right? But I don't want to do that on, I don't know, especially if I have an account that's around animal rights. I don't want to distract that with drama. If I'm on like a different, like I guess personal account, this is my only account. I have this and the other VSL account. But if I had like another account that was like my personal one to kind of surf around the internet, whatever, fine. Talk to people about whatever you want.
I really wish that other people had the same line of thinking.
Yeah. No, they like to, a lot of people, especially the higher or more views they get or more people, sometimes they let that get to their head and they're like, no, I'm right. Even though I'm kind of deluded right now. Yeah, it honestly happens to all humans. If we're told enough that we're right, you know, we start to drink that Kool-Aid because it does make us feel good. We want to be right, and that's a natural thing. And so it's about fighting that urge to always think you're right, because that, what is it? The confidence is the liquor of the fool, but the fool, I can't remember the phrase. It was on The Office. Confidence can both play good and bad things, so get you in trouble, but also get you ahead. So
That is what it is.
I can't remember the phrase. Oh my gosh, you guys.
I'm back to a message on Discord. I just got really quickly. I'm so sorry.
Oh, that's fine. What happened?
I just got a message that been trying to respond to.
Oh, do you need to drop down? I can stop talking to you.
Maybe for a little, if you don't mind. I might just
Totally
like hop
fine.
up another time.
Absolutely, no problem. Yeah, not an
Thanks
issue.
so much for having me.
Thank you for
and
coming
thank
up.
you for the advice that you gave me
Yeah,
earlier.
thank you for those questions. Those
I
are super important.
I actually ended up talking to my guy about it during this live, and I think we're gonna start next week.
Yay! Oh, that's super exciting. Oh, I'm excited for you. Oh, that's so cool. Awesome. Well,
Thanks for the
yes.
motivation and the
I'm excited for you. Oh my God. Well, yeah, hit me up with any questions if you get any more.
I will probably be bothering you a lot.
I love it. I'm down with it. Let's do it. I love it. Please.
Alrighty, we'll see you later.
All right.
Bye.
See you, Jules. Awesome. All right. I got Ben here. Didn't we talk Monday, I believe? Hey, Ben.
Hello.
Hey, are you vegan? I don't remember.
No, I'm not vegan.
Oh, we spoke on Monday though, right?
Yeah, we did. There was, I think, 3 others in the call.
Okay. All right. Well, I don't remember how it went, so if it went bad, we're starting new. So why aren't you vegan?
I'm not vegan because, one, I think that the vegan diet isn't healthy. We're getting not enough nutrients that you would get from a balanced diet, including meat and veg. Also, yeah, I don't view animals on the same morality as a vegan would, and I think that they live in kind of like they all have value to what they were born into. But me saying that, for example, I think that not just me, but I think the average human, if they saw, an injured rat, they would ignore it. But if they saw an injured dog, they would go to help it because they just feel that morality. Because the dog it's a dog. It has nothing to do with anything else, just it being a dog and the rat being a rat. That's just my kind of view on it.
Could I chime in?
Absolutely.
All right. Well, your first point is I want to ask, what nutrients do you think you can't derive from a plant-based diet that you can get from animals?
Well, there's vitamin B12, calcium. You can get iodine deficiencies, low protein variety. Like, you know, you need to take pills or have other man-made supplements in order to get these things where you would just get them normally from a balanced diet.
Well, can you not? Are you opposed to taking a supplement?
I'm not opposed if you could take what it actually is, not the you don't have to take supplements for it. Why wouldn't you do that? Why would you have to put yourself on this, type of lifestyle where you have to be constantly taking, you know, um, supplements and stuff like that when you just don't need to?
I mean, you don't typically constantly take supplements. I mean, I only take one multivitamin a day. I'm not continuously taking any supplements, and I mean, most meat eating diets require supplements as well, or people usually take supplements for that as well. So, like, I know fiber. If you're eating mostly animal products, you don't really get much fiber.
But you don't really need much fiber either.
Well, I mean, you still need you still need fiber, just like you
You
would these
do,
other
you do,
vitamins,
but
correct?
fiber is probably one of the least things that the human body needs. It's not really digested properly. You you take low amounts for it's good, so you don't get constipation and stuff like that. But fiber isn't very vital, to be honest.
Well, fiber or whatever other nutrient it is, I don't see the issue with what's more important. So let's say there are certain nutrient or not nutrients, but vitamins maybe that you are harder to get on a plant-based diet because I don't believe there are any vitamins you technically can't get on a plant-based diet. But let's say there are certain ones that are harder to achieve. Do you think, morally speaking, what is the more ethical choice to take a pill once a day or to take someone's life so you can derive that nutrient?
But then that's where like we differ because you see that animal as something that is basically more or less you value all life the same, whereas I don't. That's like where we have differences.
Well, you don't even have to value all life necessarily the same. Like, I mean, if you think you can even think humans are more important than animals, but animals are sentient clearly, So basically, I mean, what all we're advocating for is to recognize that and that they deserve the basic right to not be exploited and harmed.
But why
So,
them being sentient should give them, if they're not human, why them being sentient should just give, immortal value, like I don't
well,
see
I mean,
the
why should humans get what gives us the right to give value but not them?
it's just based off the fact that we are humans.
Yeah, but what's the morally relevant or name the trait specifically that justifies harming animals but not harming humans?
Well, I mean, do you want to go into like intellectual or
Just what's a trait that you could morally justify harming animals with, or that animal or sorry, I want you to name a trait specifically that animals lack that humans have that justifies exploiting one and not exploiting the other.
well, probably capacity for universal empathy is one of them.
So, do you think that if an animal maybe lacks that, or a better example would be, what if there's a certain human that may lack the cognitive ability to experience things like empathy? Would that justify exploiting them?
Well, no, because I'm not just basing the fact around one thing. It's basically like all of these things that come together genetically to make one a human.
Okay, well, I'm still kind of confused. I don't understand like what it is it specifically. So you said empathy, right?
So
But if
okay,
there's
I'll try out like, so there isn't anything really specifically. It's just what it is, right? So there's nothing specific that makes me look at a rat differently to a cat. A stray cat or a rat outside. They're both outside. They're both in the dirt, but I would still look after a cat way more than I would a rat, and so would like most people. Like it's just based off the fact that one's a cat and one's a rat. The
right,
same way
well,
one's a human and
it's
one's a chicken, for example.
well to me it's sounding like essentially it's we're my group is my group and this group is this group. So you're not a part of my group, therefore I can justify causing harm to you.
Uh, I mean, not fully in the case, but more or less just based off we're humans. Yes.
Right, but I'm still confused because I still don't know the specific. What is it specifically about humans that differ from animals that can justify exploiting and harming animals?
Well, I don't justify like the intentional harm of animals. I like I as well the way with how they are farmed as well. I think is cruel. Like I don't agree with how because I've seen videos like of how they get treated, how they get killed. Like pigs in the gas, they get gassed, and stuff like that. I don't agree with them suffering. I just I
But
if
is killing someone not considered is not causing them suffering?
not necessarily.
Try to say unalive. I know it's weird.
Oh yes, sorry,
No, it's weird.
I'm
I
not
get
used to
it.
doing the lives.
It's all good.
Unalive, my bad. You
That
said
way.
you said or wait, go ahead.
No, what was your question?
Or I was saying is unaliving someone not in a sense causing them suffering when you don't need to.
Well, no, because they're not suffering if they're just dying instantly.
I know, but you're taking their life away.
Sure, but they're not suffering while that's happening.
Yeah,
They
but
don't
but
have
is but what- but is
they
that
don't have. Sorry.
but is that okay to do to someone? Do you think?
Well, again, not someone. I don't consider them as someone. Like,
Well, then what are
the,
they? Are they inanimate objects?
no, they're just intrinsic value remains. Humans just based off intrinsic value are going to be inherently valuable compared to
Do you
other
mean
animals.
extrinsic value? Because intrinsic means what matters to you.
Um, No, intrinsic.
Do you really think that animals don't have intrinsic value? I'm sorry, grass-fed. I didn't mean to step in.
No, you're good. You can jump in. I'm fine with doing like a.
Sorry, what did you ask?
You just said intrinsic value. You said the
Yeah.
intrinsic value is the same in humans. And I just wanted to say, do you not think it's either you misspoke or you just aren't considering that animals also have intrinsic value?
Yes, but our intrinsic value lies above theirs. Just
You know.
literally because
How do you know that?
because of the value that something has in itself.
But have
Because
you ever been another animal before?
No.
Then how would you ever know how much intrinsic value? How would you be able to ever measure intrinsic value to intrinsic value? You and I may have totally different intrinsic values. You will never know my intrinsic values. Right?
Yes. But
Okay, so you can't make a claim that animals value their lives less because you don't know. We know that they do care about their lives as we have behavioral studies that look at them.
Well, killing something with only instrumental value is morally different from killing something with intrinsic value.
Doesn't the fact that they want to live and that they care about what happens to them enough?
No, because this is not how it works in
So
nature.
you're going to ignore that somebody wants to live so that you can use them for your pleasure?
Well, again, it's not a somebody. And
But you
it's
just said they're not
pleasure.
an inanimate object. That's where we got mixed up. You started to talk about intrinsic value, but you don't know. What we have is that they're sentient, which means they care what happens to them, just like we do. So
Right.
then it comes to when you violate another human, you have to have a justification. You have to justify that. You can't you can't go around harming other humans or exploiting them. You have to have a justification. And we're saying that animals have the same moral value. They care what happens to them. So what's your justification for ignoring that and using their bodies for your pleasure?
Well, one, it's not always pleasure.
It's
And
always pleasure
two,
because you have options.
no.
Yeah.
Right, you have other options. So I mean, if you have the option to eat something else,
But again, the vegan diet isn't optimal. You're lacking a lot. So it's not just about pleasure.
well, according to the largest group of nutrition experts, or one of the largest group of nutrition experts on the planet, the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics, a vegan diet is suitable for all stages of life. So if you're proposing the idea that a vegan diet isn't suitable, you're disagreeing with some of the largest or biggest body of experts that there is.
Well,
Not
you
just
could
them,
just
but
look at
multiples. There's other, I'm
Yeah,
sorry to
I mean,
interrupt.
there's
but
others too.
you could just look at the food that is being consumed and just see that it is
Wait.
processed.
Oh, I'm
or
sorry to interrupt
over.
again, but
Well,
look at every fast food restaurant is animal based. Are you joking?
And yeah, but I'm not talking about fast food.
Is that healthy?
Sorry? No, I'm not.
Oh,
I'm talking
okay.
about what.
So it doesn't matter if it's animal based or plant based. Junk food, of course, is not healthy. A whole food
No.
plant based diet. Do you know what a whole food plant based diet is?
Yes, but even then, that is just not fully healthy.
Why?
Do you think?
What's your evidence?
where's your
Yeah, go ahead,
what's
Grass.
your
Go ahead.
evidence for that? I was just gonna say, what's your evidence for it not being healthy?
You could look at all the fruit that have been genetically modified over the past. I mean, watermelons are around 5 times the size than they used to be, and
But
have
but
so much more sugar, just
what
in order
about?
to have a sweet taste.
Can I ask? Do you buy meat from the store?
Yeah.
Is that not? Do you realize that the animals that we breed have been genetically modified to grow bigger, faster? So I mean, if you're buying meat from the store and claiming that it's some kind of natural health food, you're eating this
And you're
processed,
getting,
pumped up animal full of, whatever they inject and all that.
and you're still getting this same amount of nutrition and a bigger portion, while with something like a fruit, you're not.
No, you're
Well, I mean,
getting
you
it with
don't. Vegans don't
cholesterol.
just eat fruit.
No,
Yeah.
but I mean, you're just saying of a plant-based diet, it's fruits and veg, like more or less.
No, I mean, there's no. It's not just fruit and veggies. There's beans. There's rice, bread. Like, I mean, there's all kinds of things that you eat on pasta,
But
tofu,
again, like,
tempeh, seitan, all
you really
sources of
think
protein.
you really think tofu, bread, and pasta is good?
Well, I mean, it's not necessarily. I wouldn't say tofu and pastas. I mean, it's not unhealthy. I don't
Dude,
see
I
any.
had tofu and rice-based pasta last night, and it was delicious with some broccoli in there, nutritional yeast, a little pepper, a little salt. Delicious.
Well, that doesn't matter if it's delicious. I mean, I find a Big Mac delicious. It's still terrible for me.
What's
Like,
unhealthy about tofu? That's the most hilarious thing I've ever heard.
what's unhealthy about tofu? I mean, the digestive issues that come along with it.
But what's the evidence that it gives you digestive issues? Where are you deriving this from?
You want me to like find something? I'm just saying of what I know.
If you're
Well,
going to make a
yeah,
claim,
instead of anecdotes, we want some solid evidence for that.
Well, there's
Because I mean, I eat tofu a majority of the week. I eat rice bowls with tofu. I eat tofu
I
scramble.
mean,
My digestive, I'm fine.
okay,
I don't
I
have
mean,
any.
the complex sugars in soy that we can't fully digest, it leads to gas and bloating.
lies,
Like that's one.
lies.
You can search this up.
I need you to prove it, otherwise you're
But
just
all the
lying.
metabolites-
Are you just up here sharing lies?
You wanna search it up?
I want
mean,
you
there's-
to provide evidence, not spout whatever your neurons put together.
This is evidence.
You
can
are one
search it up.
person and your ideas are not science. Do you know what science is? It's not just you assuming how things work. No. We've listened to you long enough. You've been talking for 16 minutes. We went down the route. Honestly, I think this is your Hail Mary. You know that animals are sentient, don't want to be used, and it's clear you don't need to use them. You know that you can get everything, but then you're fear-mongering about soy and, like, in a ridiculous manner. Sugar? Get out of here, dude. There's so many studies that show that soy is so much better than animal products. There's evidence that shows that the Impossible and the Beyond Burger are healthier than an animal-based burger.
This is what happens, right? The second it comes to
Ben,
literally-
look, Ben, look, brass tacks here. Do you want to abuse animals or do you not? Do you want to abuse animals or no?
No.
Okay, then go vegan. It's that simple. Sorry. He was up here before, and I remember this happening again. He literally just keeps making claims and never backs them up. And even when it was proven, because we had Ozell up here, who quoted many studies that plant-based diets are exceedingly healthy, and you can get all your needed protein, he could not absorb it. That's not real. You still can't absorb things.
Right. I mean, yeah, he's not gonna. He's not gonna listen to.
Right. If he's not going to listen to science, which Ozell had presented to him, he's not going to listen to anything. Hopefully, I can remember that in the future. Anyway, let's bring up someone else. User, are you over 18?
I'm 20.
Okay, right on. Why aren't you vegan yet?
Yeah, I'm not vegan because it just leads to malnourishment and degeneration.
Where's the evidence for that?
Yeah, so my evidence would be that plants are missing about 15 nutrients. I can name them if you want.
Yeah, go for it.
Sure, so you have the animal form of vitamin A, you have vitamin D, K2, B6, B12, creatine, carnitine, taurine. I don't know what the host is doing
Well,
right now. But
creatine isn't essential, to point out the bat. That's not an essential. You don't need creatine.
There's plenty of studies about creatine being beneficial.
It may be beneficial, but you don't necessarily. It's not required. You don't need it.
Okay. I mean, I'd like to see your proof, but either way, you're missing. There's so much nutrients that are missing. What are you pointing to?
You can't read?
Which one are you pointing to?
What's it look like? What do you think I'm pointing at?
Nutrition. Okay, so what's your point here? What would you say to someone who lives in a northern latitude and has to consume animals to get adequate vitamin D, who has to get, most people can't convert beta carotene, the plant pigment. Most people can't convert that in an efficient way. I know your brain is really cholesterol deficient and you're just like really slow
Cholesterol
processing this.
deficient.
I know it's hard to process this,
Wow.
but if you won't
That's
mind having just a regular
hilarious. You're
discussion.
hilarious. You're funny. So
Is it what is he claiming cholesterol?
I don't know. He says that I have a cholesterol deficient brain. Like I need to be consuming cholesterol. This is new theory going around that men specifically need to eat cholesterol. And that it's a healthy thing to consume it, even though we have evidence that it creates cardiovascular disease, diabetes. It can even cause Alzheimer's. And we're shown that a whole food plant-based diet can actually reverse those things and reduce the symptoms of Alzheimer's. So it sounds to me like, sadly, you're stuck with a really low quality diet if that's really where you want to live. So yeah, you may have to use someone else's body so that you can survive. But personally,
Well, in a way, I do that.
Personally, if I had to do that, that would bother me a lot, and I would probably try to leave because I don't know about you. Even if I'm living out in the middle of nowhere, if my neighbor came up to me and they started like slitting my throat because they're hungry, right? I'm not okay with that. They can figure something else out. All right, Grasshead, if you want to take the next one, I promise I won't interrupt you. Some people
No, you're good.
get me upset.
No, I'm fine with kind of
Okay.
going back and forth. But you can jump in and.
Okay. If ever I speak up and you're like, actually, hold on, I'm not offended. Okay.
All right. Yeah. I mean, you're good though. I'm fine with.
Cool. Mr. 23, are you over 18?
Yeah, I'm 19.
Okay. Why aren't you vegan yet?
Lack of nutrients. Inefficient diet.
Dude, they come in groups.
And besides morality reasons, morality, like animals in nature, they have no rights. We have no inherent rights whatsoever. I have the right to kill an animal. I have the right to save an animal.
So, do you have the right to murder humans?
Yeah, why not? But we have people that are far.
Yeah, if you can't understand human rights, go ahead. Sorry.
I wonder if people really believe that, or if they're just coming up here and fighting that insane bullet just to sound consistent.
Do you want me to leave them up and you can explore that? I just usually assume that they're not being honest just to win an argument.
I mean, no, it's fine. We don't want to waste our time. I mean,
okay.
If he's
I usually try not to waste my time with them because I'm kind of giving them a platform to be ridiculous, and some people might take them seriously, and that's the only reason I get concerned, because it's like I don't want to platform a joker. Book, are you over 18?
Yes, I am over 18.
What year were you born?
1997.
Okay.
So much over 18, I think.
Well, compliments to you. You sound young. Why aren't you vegan yet? Yeah.
Because I'm not going to say nutrition, because that's already privileged. I am from sub-Saharan Africa.
Okay.
It's all desert here. We don't have the capabilities to farm or to depend on plants.
What do the animals eat?
The animals, they eat. Tell you, it's not that very good.
Somebody has to grow something for them.
No, they eat. Let me tell you, they eat something called. We call it in Arabic alaf.
What is that?
It's basically it's not a good diet anyway for them.
Okay, so you're growing plants to feed animals. Do you realize
No, it's
that it
not.
takes
This
more
is
plants?
exported anyway.
Do you understand what the trophic pyramid is?
No, but
What's the trophic
wait a
pyramid?
minute.
Can you hear me?
The yes, I hear
Okay,
you. The
what
plants
is
they
the
eat,
trophic
they are
pyramid?
not consumable by
Can you hear
humans. They
me?
are
I don't know if you can
plant.
hear me. You keep talking.
Yes, I hear you. I
Okay,
hear you.
what is the trophic pyramid?
I don't know.
Okay, it's the
What
pyramid
is
that
it?
shows you the transfer of energy. So when you have a
Yes.
cow or some kind of animal that eats
Yeah.
grass or a plant, right?
Yeah.
They take in only 10% of what went into the grass, right? All this sun, all
Yes.
this water, all the nutrients that goes into the grass. The animal gets
Yes.
10% of that. Okay. So when you go to eat the animal, you're getting 1% of that. Every time you take a step on a trophic pyramid, you're losing
Yes.
90% of the energy that you put into that animal. So what sounds
Yes.
more reliable with your resources? Using
But
10 times the resources to grow an animal, or just grow the plants directly?
but you do understand that I am talking from living experience. This is how my
So why are
generations
you
of
up here? Do you
ancestors
think,
survived.
hold on, I just want to get this clear. Why are you up here? Are you up here to say that if you living in a situation possibly in necessity exists, that people with abundance should demand animals be enslaved?
First of all, I
What
am
is your
talking for
purpose for
myself.
being
Not,
up here?
no, I'm talking. I saw
Why
why
are
I
you
want
up
to
here?
vegan. I'm answering for myself.
You're not up here to actually have a conversation. I don't even think you're in the situation you described. I think you're lying.
Wait, why do you think so? Why do you
Why do
think
I
so?
think
Why
that
do you
you're
think
lying? Because you can't answer me if you think that
yes?
because you're in a survival situation, that other people who are watching you, who have access to
Yeah.
abundance, that they should not be vegan. Why are
But
you
I'm
up
not talking
here?
for other people.
You
I
are
am talking
speaking
for
for other
myself.
people. You are.
No, I'm talking.
Okay, so let me
No, but
clarify
wait.
then. If you weren't in your
Yes.
situation, let's say you had access to all the vegan nutrition, would you then
Yes.
find it a moral obligation to live vegan?
It's possible, but I'm not
See?
living in
You're
that
not even being
situation.
honest. See, that's exactly what I'm talking about. You're not up here to defend your having to cross a principle. You're up here to say, I have taste pleasure and it's a necessity. It's like if you weren't in that necessity reason, let's say you had abundance, what
Yes.
justifies demanding someone be born into existence for you to use?
But the question
No, no,
is,
no, you're
why
not
aren't
answering
you
me. No,
vegan
no, no,
yet?
no, no. Answer my question or I move on. What justifies,
What's the
no,
question?
okay. What
Okay.
justifies using an animal when you have options?
That's a possible question. That's a good question. Possibly nothing justifies it, but I'm not talking
Okay,
about
so if
that
you
situation.
have options,
Yeah.
do you find it then a moral obligation to live vegan?
But
So
you're
you're not,
sounding
you don't want to
so
answer. See,
sorry.
you need to
Open to
answer
be
me.
rude, but you are sounding
So,
ridiculous. You are
this is not ridiculous. Animals are sentient. They care what happens to them. I don't want you to hurt yourself, but you're not considering your victims. Even if you live in a survival situation, you're taking someone's life just for your pleasure. You know you can get it elsewhere, but you enjoy this so much you don't even try to not use them. When I ask you about abundance, you still want to use them. This is the mindset of an oppressor. You see someone as a something that you can use. If I was stuck in the mountains with another human, let's say I had a baby with me, a human baby, and I'm stuck in the frozen mountains, and I'll die if I don't do anything else. I could justify eating the baby, but that doesn't mean when I'm living where I have options that I can then demand that babies be farmed. Do you understand the difference? You can unmute yourself. It's in the middle.
The question is, why aren't you vegan yet? I'm talking about my lived experience.
Yeah, but
my
what
ancestors,
does vegan
they
mean?
survived on camp.
What does veganism mean? And if you can't stick with my questions, I'm just going to move on because I don't believe you. What is veganism? You're muted. Okay. We have a good day. Okay, I'm going to reiterate again. If you're up here defending that you're in a survival situation, no vegan is telling someone to hurt themselves. But the thing is, you're up here, you're going to be tokenized if you genuinely are in a situation where you literally have no other options. And on top of that, you're using your situation as an excuse to continue and to even broadcast that people should use animals. Your mindset is animals are resources. Yes, you may be in a survival situation, but you can start making changes in other aspects of your life, and you don't need to broadcast that you're in this situation, right? You would, honestly, if I was in a survival situation where I had to use animals to survive, I would be ashamed. I wouldn't want to tell people about it because I'm crossing my own principles. You shouldn't be proud to take someone's life. That's unfair for the one losing their life who wanted to live. And on top of that, as a survival thing, I feel like it's a huge disrespect to also promote the use of animals when you're having to use them to survive. Like, if I was to, like, again, survive off of eating a human baby and then I'm like advertising that babies are the delicious, that's like the ultimate betrayal to that baby who I sacrificed. Like, you were the beginning, I guess. That just sounds terrible.
Yeah, I don't understand why people come up and, I mean, again, like, if you are in that situation, again, it can be justifiable, obviously, but it's like then they use that as a way, though, like, if they're not in that situation, it's like,
Yep.
it's like to try to justify.
That's why I ask, like, you know, if you could, let's say you didn't have this situation and you were in abundance, would you still find it to be a moral obligation then to live vegan? And when they say no, it's like, okay, that's your mindset. It's not about your situation. Or you can say, what about other people? Do you think other people should be morally obligated to live vegan? You know, if they say yes, it's like a little more understandable to hear them come up and be like, I just want to have my voice heard. But that guy just felt like he was trying to find these niche groups and tokenize them and hide behind them. And I don't appreciate that. Especially in Africa, there are multiple vegan groups that are huge, that are helping people farm veganically and helping people cook their cultural foods veganically. So, you know, if you're in Africa, check them out. Look up vegan African group or whatever your city is or your town. You know, type that in next to vegan and see what pops up. You might be surprised. There might be a local vegan group. I've been seeing a lot. I've actually seen even animal rescues from Africa. So, I mean, that's why I'm like, I don't know if I really believe you. You have a lot of resources, or at least communities you can pull from that would honestly be totally willing to help you out. But anyway, I've yapped on long enough. I'm going to bring up another person. Are you ready?
Yep.
Awesome. Okay. I might go another like 30 minutes on here and then maybe I'll go, I don't know, watch some other TikTokers, but we'll see. Hey, Waterman.
Hello.
Hi. Are you over 18?
Yep. 20.
Okay. Why aren't you vegan yet?
Well, like the nutrient stance is kind of boring, so I'm gonna go with the
Yeah.
whole sentience shit.
Okay.
So like, what do you consider like sentient? Like, what animal? Like a mosquito? Would you be upset if I slapped a mosquito?
To be honest, I don't know the sentience of a mosquito, but I use the precautionary system where if I'm not really sure and I don't need to use them, I don't. But to me, just my humble opinion, I think they're sentient because to me they look like they make different decisions. I've seen multiple mosquitoes around each other and they don't always do the same thing, right? So they have preferences. So if I don't need to intervene with their life, I don't.
I don't know, man. It's a mosquito. I mean,
Well, so if
I
someone's
would.
biting me, right? If someone's causing me harm or they're entering my home and I can't get them out, I consider that self-defense. And I personally am not going to go for taking their life immediately because if I was them, that's not what I want, someone that's bigger than me to do. But if I need to, that's what I'll resort to because I want to defend myself. I'm not going to just get bit.
Okay, but like, is their life as valuable as like a cow?
Intrinsically, yeah, they care about what happens to them.
So you would be just as upset if I killed a mosquito.
No.
That was innocent.
I said
an innocent mosquito.
I said intrinsically. Do you know what that means?
Somewhat, yeah.
It means what you value in yourself, right? So a mosquito cares about what happens to them way more than what happens to a cow, but a cow cares about what happens to them more than what they perceive a mosquito, right? So to me, I care about my life more than I care about your life, right?
Yeah. Okay.
But I still care about what happens to me. A mosquito still cares about what happens to them. A cow still cares what happens to them.
Okay, so so why are you upset about another being dying then?
It's not about them dying.
About?
It's not about them dying. What is veganism?
Well, I suppose that you are vegan because you don't want
No. What does
blood on
veganism
your
mean?
hands, I guess. Sorry?
What does
What does
veganism
veganism
mean?
mean?
Yeah.
Well, abstaining from all animal products.
That is a byproduct. That's something that we do. But veganism is actually about being against the exploitation of other sentient beings. So if I can avoid demanding your exploitation, I avoid doing so. Doesn't that sound like that aligns with your principles? If I can avoid
demanding,
My cat.
yeah, it's so cute. If I can avoid demanding your exploitation, which means someone using you cruelly, right? If I can avoid demanding that happen to you, I avoid demanding that. That's veganism.
Okay, fair enough.
Does that match your own principles?
I mean, yeah, I guess so.
Okay.
I do like feel bad for a cow if I eat a steak. I do feel a little bit bad for it.
Why?
But
So why don't you go vegan? Or just stop doing it?
because it doesn't matter if I go vegan or not because the cow is gonna die either way.
Go ahead.
Well, do you know how supply and demand works?
Yeah, I get that, but like that's like if enough of us go vegan.
Well, no, actually, I mean, just one person alone going vegan can save, I believe it's about 200 animals per year. So, I mean, if you don't put the demand forward, you aren't demanding that these animals be bred into existence for you to then consume.
Um, do you really think that one person can change the supply and demand?
Well, it's not just about one person changing the whole system. It's about, I mean, obviously one person isn't going to, make the whole world go vegan, but it's these small changes, and over time, if more and more people go vegan, then there'll gradually start to be a change.
And to be clear, that's just a perk of veganism, because veganism is about you specifically not wanting to give your money to someone who's exploiting someone else unnecessarily. It'd be similar to people
boycotting.
Yeah, it's a boycott. Exactly. I don't appreciate you enslaving someone, so I'm not going to give you my money. Go ahead, grass-fed.
Right, and change has never happened by people sitting on the sidelines and doing nothing. So, I mean, if we're to say that oh, well, me doing this action isn't really going to do much, so I'm just going to continue doing this thing that I know is harmful, then there's obviously never going to be any change. Like people fighting for civil rights, say back in like the 60s or whatnot, they didn't just sit by and do nothing. They fought for what they believed in, they advocated for it, and, change obviously came about because of that.
That's fair. That's fair. But I feel like taking that route, you choose the hard way and like getting all the nutrients and shit that you need.
But what nutrients are you not able to get? Like, what specifically are you worried about
I mean, like,
that you
what
don't think you can get?
plant really gives you the most protein?
There's tons of plants that give you protein. I mean, tofu, seitan, tempeh, beans, legumes, chickpeas, nuts.
So but you guys gotta eat that in like kind of copious amounts in order to match like meat products.
I mean, I don't know. I don't measure my food. I don't know the exact, and I don't really track my protein or anything, so I don't know the exact amount I'm having to eat.
Okay, I still eat only like 2,000 calories, sometimes less than that, because I'm trying to not overeat. I don't need to eat 2,000, but I genuinely eat about that. I still don't overeat.
It's actually a good amount. Like, so like, even for I don't know how much a vegan would have to eat in order to match a regular person's diet. So
Same amount of calories.
yeah, but you probably have to eat more, right?
Like,
Not
I was
necessarily.
gonna say, not really. I mean, I literally just make the same kinds of pastas I made before. I just use different ingredients. That's it. Like, I genuinely don't feel like there's a nutritionfacts.org actually has something really easy. It's called the Daily Dozen, and just makes it really easy to check off getting everything you need in a day. And if you can't get everything you need, it's okay. You can take a supplement. I do that sometimes when I'm feeling lazy.
But don't you worry about all the processed things that would have to go into like supplemented vegan items like cheeses and like vegan meats and whatnot?
Or is the meat you buy from? I'm assuming, do you buy meat from the store?
Oh yeah.
Is the meat that you get from the store, is that not processed? Would you not consider that processed?
Well, like I think well my meat comes from like a cow, you know? So it wouldn't
Right,
come
but
from like like a factory.
well, I believe it's what 99% of all the meat that you get in the stores is from factory farms. So you're buying meat from these animals that have been selectively bred and pumped full of, I don't know all what they're pumped full of, chemicals and all this crap, and then
Oh
obviously
yeah.
slaughtered, cut up, and shipped to the store. So I mean, it's anything but natural buying meat from the store and
I
eating it.
think
You're
it's
getting,
trenobolin. Yes, what's it they pump up cows with?
I'm not sure. I don't know exactly what they. I need to do more research into that exactly, but basically the point is, I mean, you can make the argument that these plant-based foods aren't quote unquote, I guess, natural, but I mean, the meat you're buying from the store is really no better.
Um I'm not sure like a
I mean, it's
grass-fed
it's just
cow.
it's just as unnatural. And grass-fed, usually when people say like grass-fed, I mean, it's just a marketing strategy.
Oh yeah, for sure. But like I'm talking about the where like directly sure there could be processing in actual like
The
like cow meat,
processing, the
sure.
processing is removing it from their body. And then a lot of times, like if you get it ground, that is another process. That's what processing means. They're cutting it up into pieces.
Oh yeah, but in that processing, of course, there's gonna be some, microplastics and shit that get in there. Like there's going to be chemicals and microplastics that'll get in there during processing. That's
Okay.
what's wrong with processing.
So do you
Um,
understand though that like red meats are considered a 2A carcinogen, and like processed meats like bacon and deli meats, those are a class 1 carcinogen? Meaning
oh,
like those for sure,
okay.
they're in the same category as cigarettes.
Ooh,
Yeah,
nice.
definitely check that out.
Yeah,
That's by the
You
WHO.
said salami?
Yeah, salami is the one class 1 carcinogen. Any type of sausage,
Wow.
and if you're eating sausage, that is not one animal. That is absolutely super processed. It is mixed and then put in someone's intestine.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And where do you think the animals get the nutrients from? What do you
Oh
think they
man,
eat in order
it's
to?
so messed up, man. Those and I think it's really inhumane. I think that I don't think that everyone should go vegan. I think that we should put more enforcements on farms and make more chickens free roam and stuff like that.
Well, but why do you believe if that we have other options? So, I mean, according to one of the largest group of nutrition experts on the planet, the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics, a plant-based diet is healthy, can be healthy, or a well-planned plant-based diet can be healthy at all stages of life. So, taking that and assuming we can be healthy on a plant-based diet, why would we choose to exploit another sentient individual when we have another option that doesn't cause harm to a sentient
So
individual?
what's your deal? Are you trying to be like a better than everyone else? Like
No, nobody's trying to be better than anyone else. We're just here
because like us
advocating.
humans have been eating meat for hundreds of thousands like of years.
Well,
Like
I mean, humans have been doing a lot of things for thousands and thousands of years, but I mean, does that mean it's justified? I mean, we've been murdering each other for thousands of years. Would that be justified? No, because we've been doing it for a long time.
well, culturally it was never justified.
Culturally
Well, I mean,
speaking, there were many times in human history where it was considered acceptable to schmurder somebody.
right. I mean, like you look at
In
like
self-defense.
certain civilizations. I mean, they had
Even in,
rituals and whatnot about
imagine
murdering.
human slavery. I don't know if I can say slavery, human
Sacrifice.
slavery time. Well, it's TikTok. You have to be careful with your words. Like you have to say schmurder or
That's actually
unalive.
hilarious.
I know it's
Yeah,
Babble talk.
if I slip up,
It's
Sound
if
like
I
a
okay.
slip up
Smurf.
and say
Schmurder.
anything,
Just
please
make your
remind me,
your
please.
word not the original word. It's
Okay.
they'll take down the live. We won't be able to talk anymore.
Okay, but anyways, as I'm saying, like in society, so since we've had like a society, a culture,
That was
cities,
my
you know,
point. Is that there was a culture when it was okay to put someone in a plant that grows very tall and have them dangle down. If you understand what I'm saying without being too graphic. It starts with an
wow.
L and ends in
Oh,
inches, if you will.
yeah,
Okay? So
yeah.
that was a time when they looked at schmurdering another human as moral, not in self-defense, right? Just because the majority of people think something or do something doesn't make it moral.
That's a really valid point.
Well,
Yeah.
it's just the logic we're using because animals are morally speaking, they care about what happens to them just as much as we care. And if we have alternatives, why would we demand someone else be exploited when we wouldn't tolerate that?
But like, I feel like as a species, we should only look out for ourselves.
Why?
I mean, like, we should keep other species alive and
Why?
prevent extinction.
Why should we diddle with other people or other individuals, other nations, when we can't even control ourselves?
Right? I don't want to get off topic, but I just want to add one thing to that. You talked about we should keep animals alive and not from them going extinct. Animal agriculture is one of the leading causes of species extinction. So what we're doing now is quite
Chickens
literally
are not gonna
causing.
extinct. No way. Never will be.
Are you talking about the wild, the species in the wild, or are you talking about the selectively bred chickens that we keep breeding?
Fair point. Fair point. But
But
yeah, I guess like there's no like hens or nothing around. That's true.
I mean, I just wanted to add that, but Anna, you can go back to what your point.
I don't know where our last point was. Basically, why don't you? So from now on, would you consider going vegan from now on?
Hell no.
All right, what's stopping you? What's making you still see animals as a resource that you can use?
Oh, bro, like steak is my favorite meal. Like it's so
Why
good.
not dog steak?
That's gnarly.
Have you had it?
Yeah, but
Oh, go ahead.
Huh.
Like, can you say that it's gnarly if you've never had it?
That's true, but like it's just it's way more processed than actual meat. Come on, you can't lie.
Wait a second.
Where's the evidence? Where's the evidence for that?
I just said a dog steak to a cow steak. They'd be processed the same.
I was gonna say there to be the.
Yeah, they're.
If we were farming dogs in the same.
Oh,
way we farm cows.
I thought dog steak was a nickname for like a vegan steak. My bad.
All right.
Why not dog steak?
Okay, yeah. Why not dog steak? Let's go. I mean that's a fair point. I mean, I wouldn't like if a dog died, I would eat it. Like, why not?
Okay, so I'm going to start a dog farm where I'm going to bolt them in the head between the eyes, and while they're twitching, because they're not unalived yet, I have to have their heart pumping to get all their fluid out. I hang them by a chain on their back leg, hang them upside down, slit them, and let everything drain out. And then I slice them open, pull them apart, clean them up, put them in packaging.
Is that cows or chickens?
Well, does that sound moral, what I just described?
For a dog?
Yep. I just have them standing in a line. They walk into the chute. They fall over sideways, twitching a lot, but I'm able to secure a chain around their leg, hoist them up.
Okay, what breed? What breed though?
Doesn't matter. We do all dogs.
No. You gotta do one breed.
You can't tell me how to run my dog farm, dude.
Hey man, I've run many dog farms. I know you can only do one breed.
Okay, I know we're joking around here. Genuinely,
All
if
right,
I
fine.
started, do you think I should start advocating to have a dog farm? Because otherwise,
that doesn't sound
if
very
your
moral. It does not sound moral.
if your logic is that I should, that means the government is infringing on my rights to make a living.
All right, I gotta go. But
So
good chat.
if kicking a dog, if using a dog like that is immoral, you're escalating it with cows, pigs, chickens, fish. They care about their lives just as much as the dogs. He just sounded like he wasn't gonna, he was listening, but at the same time he was coming up with like ridiculous responses.
I think people come up here and maybe they understand the message, but I
Yeah.
don't think they're actually going to take it into account.
I do think that you did plant a seed in there. I think he's thinking about stuff, but I do think that when people start to realize they're going to have to make change, even though they've been listening intently and like, I do agree with this, there's this sudden like, oh, but I don't want to make changes in my life. That's scary and hard, and I don't know how to do that. But really, what's amazing is that this change is so easy. Most people think it's so hard, but really, like 3 days, I swear, 3 days is like the hardest, and it's really just reading things. And when you're motivated, it's not hard. When you're like, I genuinely don't want to use animals. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, like when I first went vegan, I guess it was a bit of a daunting change, but
Right,
I mean,
it can sound daunting because you're like, I'm doing research.
Right, but I mean, I think you made a good point. If you're motivated, like if you know this is something that's wrong, like you'll find a way. Like I mean, I made the
Exactly.
switch and I really had, I never turned back. I mean, I don't have any doubts. So.
There was a lady I had up here earlier that I was trying to make that point that if you're motivated enough, you'll make the change. And she wasn't, I don't know if she caught it or not, but I was trying to point out to her an example that I've heard, I think Chip say, like, what if all of a sudden a virus wiped out all these other animals that we use, like, the cows, pigs, and chickens, and, even the deer are out. We don't have a way of gathering enough of them. And instead we replace all these animal products from cats and dogs. Would you then partake in cats and dogs? And she's like, she kept saying that it was about what's available around her. But I was like, would you then consume the cat and dog products? And she said no, she would not. I was like, so you would make it work with what you have available to you now. You would avoid so hard because it bothers you that much. And she's like, yeah, I would. I wouldn't do it for the dog. And then I went back to, so are you going to be vegan? She's like, it's about accessibility. I'm like, okay, all right.
It's in one ear and out the other.
Yeah, I was like, let's go through it again, I guess. I really hope she got it though, because she was being honest, and I did appreciate that actually a lot. That was amazing. But she was kind of missing my point there.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's see. I'll do like one more. Are you willing to hang out for one more?
Yeah, we can do one more.
Let's do it. All right. Kinf. I'm sorry, Ride HH. I'll catch you next time. Now.
Hello.
Hi, Ken.
Sorry, I've just got to back my truck up onto a bay. Can I be just 2 seconds?
Yes, that's fine. I can wait that long.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, as long as you're not driving, obviously. I mean, once you're parked. Yeah. Also, hey, since we have a moment, everyone go check out Anti-Animal Use on YouTube. We'll be live tomorrow, noon to 2. I'll be out there also from 10 to noon, PST time, of course, in the morning, AM. So 10 a.m. to basically 2, be live on YouTube. Check out Vegan Stoner Lady and Anti-Animal Use. Definitely Anti-Animal Use, if only one of them, because we're trying to get more people to check us out. I want more people to feel confident in themselves, to get active and speak for the animals, because really, as long as you know that you wouldn't want to be exploited, that you wouldn't accept any excuse, that's all you need. So.
And I'll be there too. So.
Yeah, Grassfed will be there. Woo!
And I think my girlfriend, she's willing to come.
Yay!
So I think she'll be there tomorrow too. So.
Oh, that's hella exciting. Okay, cool. I look forward to that. If she doesn't show up, that's fine. But that's exciting if she's willing to come.
I think she wants to.
Yay!
She wants to come.
Oh, that's hella exciting. I look forward to meeting her. What's her name? If you don't mind sharing.
Bella.
What was it?
Yeah, no, Bella. Bella.
Bella. Oh, that's a beautiful name. I like that name. Well, awesome.
Oh, well, thank you. I'll tell her you said that.
I look forward to meeting Bella. I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm excited too.
Yeah. I don't know. I've got some motivation after watching the live stream or Project Livestream. I don't know if you were watching that at all.
I don't think so. No, what is it?
It's just Mel and Steve. They're over in the UK. And they're doing this project where they go to slaughterhouses. And also the 40-year-old vegan who is in the chat right now, he also went live today at a slaughterhouse to show witness to the animals, which is just seeing the animals that are going into the slaughterhouse and just witnessing them and what they have to go through. Also just being a presence so that the slaughterhouse knows that we're there, we're watching, we don't approve, and we want it to stop, and possibly even talk to people that are willing to talk to us about, the morality of using animals. But anyway, this is Project Livestream that they're trying to do globally. They go and do this, and they're trying to get other people to jump in, but honestly, the slaughterhouses near us are kind of far, and there's some small ones in Portland, but they're not very big, so it might be, I don't know if they're going to be open all the time, whereas there's one, I think, like up in Kelso that we would be able to see the animals and actually witness them. But I was thinking about joining that. I was watching that today, and I don't know, it got me motivated because seeing these poor babies.
I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, check out Mel and Steve. I kind of rambled there for a minute. I'm sorry. It was a lot of things popping on my brain. I'm like, oh yeah, they do this thing, and they're these people, and anyway, sorry. ADD story. All right, Ken.
Sorry about that.
No problem.
I got cut off as I was backing in, so I had to wait.
Oh, no worries. Okay. So
to answer the question, it's a choice, personally. It's.
Go ahead.
I personally, I live on a farm, so it's readily available. To be honest, we grow it ourselves. I do. To be fair, I will admit, I do eat a lot of plants. To be fair, and I do. My girlfriend's vegan, so it's kind of, I understand the reasoning behind it completely. I just think it's for me, it's a choice. That's
okay.
Why I'm not.
Why is your girlfriend vegan?
It's, again, it's not like, how can I explain it without kind of, I don't want to be, I don't want to kind of air it out, but it's personal reasons.
Is it health? Is it environmental?
Yeah.
Okay.
Health.
So it's about health. That's fine.
Um,
Okay, so I would
So
label her more plant-based than vegan. I understand the foods she eats are labeled vegan, but veganism is a principled stance against the exploitation of sentient beings.
no, so she won't have well, as far as she can avoid it, she won't use animal products.
Yeah, but it's for her health, right?
She's very much against it. No, she won't have leather.
Oh, okay.
You know, she won't
Why won't
use
she wear
like,
leather?
you know, like makeup or anything, because she doesn't like the fact that cows are killed for it.
Okay, so she does care about the animals.
Yeah. To be brutally honest, you know, it's me personally. It's I don't want to say that I don't care about the animal, because I do. You know, I do care about them, but to me, it's I see the benefits of eating meat. I understand the benefits of, you know, being plant-based.
Do you think that we should respect animals?
100%. 100%. You should respect anything that's living.
Can you respect someone while using them without their consent?
See, that's a broad spectrum thing. It's
not. It's pretty straightforward. It's very straightforward.
What do you mean by use them?
It's very straightforward.
But what do you mean by use them?
I mean, use them. Like, use them without their consent for whatever your pleasure is.
Yeah, but no, that's what I'm asking is what do you mean by use them? Like,
wear them,
you know,
eat them, watch them.
I don't agree with watching them. That's ridiculous. I don't
What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that?
Animals should be free.
Okay.
100%.
So what about the animals
we're free to make our own choices, so they should be as well.
What about the animals that are in the farms?
They're free to make their own choices.
Do you know what the animals go through?
I certainly do. I do it myself.
Okay, walk me through. Well, what animals do you process yourself, I guess?
We have a lot of bulls. We have a lot of cows. You know, obviously bulls and heifers.
Are they for dairy or just like beef cattle?
We don't do dairy.
Okay.
It's to us. We breed. We breed for the purpose of sustainability.
Okay.
I kill personally.
What do you mean sustainability?
I have killed. So, to me, sustainability is you shouldn't do something if you can't correctly sustain it. Factory farming isn't correctly sustaining anything because nothing has a choice.
It's actually more sustainable than all these smaller farms, environmentally speaking. It's more sustainable.
And what makes you say that?
They use less land, less water, far less resources to get animals to a higher slaughter weight faster.
So, to me, I wouldn't say that's sustainability.
That is sustainability for the environment. What are you saying, sustainability?
Sustainability would be, to me anyway, it's the preservation, you know,
so you just mean,
everything.
Hold on, do you just mean you can perpetuate cows sustainably, like you can forever perpetuate cows?
Yeah, I can breed cows, yeah.
Okay. That's not a skill. That's not my Okay, if choice. I took a female human and didn't consider her consent, and she's ovulating, so I shove her in a room so that a randy male can do whatever he wants to her. Is that moral?
I don't do that. I don't agree with that.
If someone was pregnant and they gave birth, they wanted to keep their baby, but I took their baby because I wanted to eat their baby, is that moral?
We don't do that either.
What do you do to the cows?
So when a cow goes into calf, that's completely beyond our control.
You're putting them in that situation. Hence me saying a woman who is ovulating in a space with a male that can just do what he wants to her.
So So what? By that standard, though, what I'm saying is we don't force our cattle to
You
breed.
are, though, because if they don't, right, you're not going to have your sustainable making cow system.
Well, if they breed, they breed. If they
You
don't, they
are
don't.
putting them in the situation so that they breed, so you can use their babies to make flesh. You cut them open and eat them.
I'm not forcing them to do anything.
You are, though.
I do cut them and
So
eat
if
them.
I
Yes, I
had
do.
babies, right? I have children, and let's say they have the same capacity as a cow, and they get older. They don't really understand what's going on, but they have urges, and I just let them do things, right? Because I want their babies to pop out so that I can, when their babies get to a certain age and weight, eat them. That's what you're doing to them.
What I'm trying to say is we keep our cattle as natural as possible.
I keep my slaves as natural as possible.
They're not our slaves.
They are your
give them
slaves.
what they need.
What do you call demanding someone be born into existence for you to use?
We don't demand it.
You are, though.
That's what I'm saying.
You
to
are, though.
We don't force
You're
our cattle to
literally
breed.
putting these animals in a situation that you benefit from. You could do things that would prevent them from doing this. You're purposely perpetuating animals that have urges and claiming that it's natural, and then you go and unalive them when they're healthy so that you can lick their insides.
So what you're saying is that leaving cattle to roam.
I'm saying that what you should do is care for those that are here now and not perpetuate more cows. They don't need to exist because these animals, they require human hand. They always will require help from humans. That's not fair to keep pushing someone into existence with a handicap so that you can lick their insides.
So what you're saying is that cows should be extinct.
I do think that they should be able to live out the rest of their lives, about 20 years, and when they naturally pass on their own, there would be no more because we wouldn't be breeding them into existence anymore. I think they would be totally happy if they could meet their urges without reproducing. Yes.
They can't. I'm struggling to understand what you mean here.
You can give them birth control. You can separate them. There are things you can do to prevent them from reproducing. But you want them to reproduce because you're a company. You make money off of this. So you do demand that they exist. Because if someone doesn't get pregnant, I'm almost sure you send them to the slaughterhouse.
We don't send them anywhere.
Yes, you do. So if someone doesn't get pregnant twice, you let them attempt twice. You just let them keep living on the farm?
We're not American farms.
Okay, but you're a farm, right? You make money off of this?
No, to be fair, actually, I think.
Then why are you doing this? Then why are you doing this?
I was about to explain that to you.
Tell me why you're doing this then.
What? Why we breed cattle?
Why are you farming animals if it's not necessary and you're not making money off of it?
So, we donate, right?
Why are you breeding cows, my man?
I'm telling
you are not doing this purely for, it costs so much to raise a cow. And you're telling me out of the goodness of your heart, you have a separate income where you then use to pay completely for these cows. You make zero money off of it and you give everything away.
To be honest,
yeah,
right,
I would rather you be honest, please. Be honest, because right now you are not being honest.
So we grow
and sell. You grow and sell. You sell it.
Okay, we grow and sell.
Yep.
Right? We grow
you
and
do.
sell.
So you do make money off of this.
Not from cows.
Yeah.
No.
Well, someone is making money off this. Otherwise, why are you breeding cows?
So, right, if you listen, I'm trying to
You're taking
explain
forever to get there. Let's get there.
Your whole bio is practice patience.
Let's
so
go.
have a bit of patience.
Let's go.
We grow winter and summer barley, right? Which then we roll and we put it out in the field for the cows to graze on along with the grass.
You're not answering me at all. What was my question?
Right, okay,
what was my question?
Right, what do you want? What do you want me to answer? And I'll answer it straight away.
Why are you breeding cows?
Because I can.
Just because you can. Well, you know what? I'm going to start just breeding slaves because I can. Is that moral?
Go ahead.
You think that's moral?
To be honest, I don't agree with it. No,
okay.
I don't
What's
agree
wrong
with
with human slavery? What's wrong with human slavery?
It doesn't make a difference to me.
What's wrong with human slavery?
Everything's wrong with human slavery.
You can't even tell me why we respect other humans. That's terrifying.
I've just said everything is wrong with human slavery.
Yeah, that's a cop out. I need you to be specific. Why? Think about it this way. Let me simplify it. What if you were the slave?
Like I just said, a person should not be held and forced against their own will.
Why would you not want to be enslaved? Is it because you have your own purpose?
No.
Why then? Why is it bad for me to enslave you?
I mean, because in theory, slavery
Dude,
is...
get out of here. Get out of here. In theory? What the hell is that? Oh my God. Big-winded much? You just swallowed a big L, okay? My God. There is no morally relevant difference between us and the cows that you breed. If I was to set the same situation that you do with cows, with humans, I guarantee that everyone would call it inhumane. It would be slavery. I don't care that they're in an open field together. You're still putting them in a situation that you benefit from that exploits them. Yes, they have a natural system of mating and making babies, but you're exploiting that system and blaming their urges for it. That's the disgusting part. You're like, I can use their babies all I want. Like, that's disgusting. You are gross. And you don't even want to consider your victims. What do you think the cows want? Do you think they like watching their family get torn apart? Do you think they like watching their babies be dragged away to go meet a knife? Do you think in that moment they feel like, oh, at least I had a good life? No. They think, what did I do? Why am I being betrayed? What is happening? Just like you would if suddenly your family, who you thought loved you, was to send you to a slaughterhouse. It'd be confusing and scary. I just don't... I get really frustrated, especially with farmers, because I know that they're going to be the hardest to talk to because their money is dependent on it. Don't tell me you don't make money on it. Who raises multiple cows for free? No one. That's silly. Hilariously silly. And if you don't need to do it, then stop. Like, you're literally demanding slavery for your entertainment. That's like saying, well, I can make money breeding dogs for dog fighting because I can, right? So why not do it? It's entertaining. I make money. A lot of times it's traditional for a lot of cultures, Americans included. Anyway, okay. That was the last guest. Grass-fed, I appreciate you hanging out through that in the background. I don't know if you're even still there. I can't hear you. Oh, there you are. Okay. Well, I appreciate you being here. I'm probably going to call it there. But
Can you hear me?
yeah, I can hear you now.
Oh, sorry. I guess my headphones weren't working.
Oh.
All right. I was like trying to talk, but I guess.
Oh my God, you were?
Or I was trying to chime in a little bit, but I mean.
I thought you were quiet. I thought it was quiet. Okay, I'm so sorry.
I guess that's my bad. I didn't even realize my headphones were.
I did, and it didn't say muted on here. I thought you were there. Okay, I've done the same thing though.
No, it's okay. I mean, no worries. I think I was fine watching you.
Yeah, I don't know. It's still nice to have you chime in because sometimes, I'm going to miss things. You can only hold so many things in your brain at one time. So I like having backup in case I miss something. So
yeah, well, sorry about that. I'll make sure my headphones are.
Yeah, no worries. You don't need to apologize. It's all good. It happens. I mean, obviously, you see me, I mute myself, and then I'm like yapping on forever. The only way I know is because somebody calls me out on it. So, anyway. All right. Well, I'm going to stay live on YouTube. So, TikToks, if you want to watch on YouTube for a little while. I don't know how much longer I'm going to be up. Probably maybe 50 minutes. I don't know. We'll see. I'm kind of tired. But we'll like check out, see who else is live, and grass-fed. I don't know if you want to check out other TikToks that are live. I strongly suggest Universe because he has a nice.
Yeah, I'm always watching him.
Yeah, he's good, and I like his panel. He's got some good people up there. So, and then also please check out. Actually, go follow Grass-Fed if you're not already, because he makes great content. And he's here on TikTok, but he's also showing up on anti-animal use sometimes. Maybe we'll see some YouTubing in the future. We'll see.
Yeah. I feel like I'm better at like the short-term content, but
I totally get it. I totally get it. I was gonna say your content's really good, so stick with what you're comfortable with, and what your strength is, because that'll help the animals the most. But it's always good to dip your toes in other stuff. So. Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Definitely have to consider it.
Hell yeah. All right. Well, I'm going to end the TikTok for now. Thank you to all my vegans in the chats, and thank you to all my mods for keeping it safe in there. I don't tolerate bigotry, so kick those a-holes out of here. I just want to talk to people that are genuine and at least somewhat open to talking about exploitation, and open to thinking like, what would I want to do if I was the victim? What would I want my oppressor to do? So, and like I said, check us out on YouTube. Let's see if I can flip over there real quick. I have my little picture. Achoo! Oh, you can't see it. Achoo! Yeah, come check us out. Hey, there's Grass-Fed right there. Yeah, so awesome. Come check us out this Saturday, all right? And that's it. That's all I got to cover. And I will see you on Saturday, if not Monday. So Saturday will be on YouTube, not TikTok. Monday will be on both YouTube and TikTok. I'll catch y'all later. Bye. Hell yeah. I really appreciate you coming up. See you tomorrow. All right. Save that for later. I like to save it just in case there's some other error, like streaming wise. I have the audio and the visual. I think YouTube's still with me. Let me see. Close that. Hello. Actually, I don't know if you can. Yeah, I think you can. Yeah, there I am. I'm right here. Hello. I can add. There we go. There. Maybe that's a little better. I don't know. Sometimes it's distracting because it moves. It's like the blob. I was just going to see who else is up right now. I don't even know. I haven't even looked at YouTube chat yet, guys. I'm really sorry. Oh, thank you. Oh, wow. That is huge. That looks like the first one I've ever rolled. That's what it looked like. Literally like that. It's beautiful. Universe is live. Hold on one second. Oh, my gosh, you guys. I don't know if you can even see it. It's so fat. It's huge. Oh my gosh. Too funny. Let me move this. I can close that. Don't need TikTok open. All right, and then I don't know why it's looking like this.
Or at least like ancient culture, right? That would.
But yeah, I just wanted to see if you guys can see it. Look how fat that thing is. It's huge. It's like a finger. That's funny. I love it. All right, let me pull YouTube up. I can't read your comment. There you are. Hey. Like I said, I'll be up here a little bit. I don't know if people like watching me talk to people or watch TikTok, but here we are. This is Universe. Let me grab actually the link too.
change our practices, would you consider us a bad person? Like, think about like the subconscious speaking to them, right? Like that fear of being seen as a bad person. Like, why? Like, we didn't say that, right? Like, that's where your mind arrived at at that conclusion, right?
Well, see, it's like they want vegans to validate them for making
Yeah.
decisions against. Like that's what it comes down to. Well, if I can at least get a vegan to validate it, then I'm good with what I'm doing.
Yeah. And I try to say, well, no, you know,
the
I wouldn't
request in
see you
the
as a, like,
chat.
I have family members that still consume animals, but I'm pretty sure when I ask them if unnecessary exploitation is wrong, they're more than likely going to say, yeah. So basically it's just a contradiction, you know? And
Yeah. And being vegan doesn't, like, I mean, we're still part of our culture, right? Like, it doesn't take us away from our culture. I'm still Mexican AF, you know, like it's changed nothing.
I was gonna let them know ahead of time, and I
I'm
totally
only
didn't.
part of the culture of me, to be honest.
Really cared, but I feel bad I
your
didn't
own
respect
culture,
them there.
it's vegan though.
That's what I was gonna say. Our new culture is vegan, or our additional culture. How about that? We're multicultural.
Yes.
Yeah, I hear they say like white people aren't cultured. I don't know though. I mean, like I've also heard them say like Jews aren't really technically white. You know, like that come from like
Weird conversation
that
I
part
walked
of the world.
into.
So it's like I don't know. But then I've also heard that they are white. So
no, some of them are.
So I guess maybe I'm half cultured. I don't know.
You're multicultured.
Multicultured.
Yeah.
I could get down on the multicultural.
Oh yeah, that's the new thing. Embrace all of the cultures that you can get your hands on.
Yep.
All of them. There's some that could be left in the dust for sure.
Yeah, no, I think that was a good discussion, and it shows, like, even to the people in the comments that, dude, you can have a respectful discussion about veganism. You don't have to.
We prefer it, really.
I just like that first conversation. I kind of started hot because, like, what he said. Yeah, I understand the ethics. I used to be a vegan, and I was like, well,
I always do hate that statement too.
Yeah, I was like, well, what made you decide to go back to committing rights violations? He's like, we are obligate carnivores, and that's a fact. And that just fucking like got me. I'm like, dude, I'm gonna annihilate you right now.
Yeah, I had to like very gently frame that today at work today, in like real life, right? Because we had like a Thanksgiving.
Well, shit. They're just talking. I thought they'd have a guest up. They have like 30 people. Oh my gosh, there's an eyelash going into my eye right now. Ah. Terrible timing. Oh, it's like making my eye water. Ah, it's still there. It's terrible. Anyway, I was hoping they were going to be talking to a guest. They have 30 people and 34 people. Do we have any non-vegans in here? There's a link in the chat if you're on, well, of course on YouTube. There's a link in the chat that I pinned there that you can go request up on Universes Live. It looks like the queue is totally open too. You know, you can go challenge veganism.
Like, I do also get annoyed when people say things like, oh, you know, it's because it's like annoying vegan, like put me off, you know, off of veganism. Like, that's such a cop out, right? But also, I don't necessarily agree with like those tactics.
What? Wait. Discord under veganism is better, says 1-800 animal abuser coping hotline LMAO. What? I must be missing the context here.
You got it.
Okay. Yep. I guess or it's my protein deficiency, right? It's making my eyelashes fight back at me. Oh man. I feel like every time, it just seems like lately, the viewership, especially on TikTok, has been dropping greatly. I'll open up some YouTube stuff, see if there's something there to look at, because there's no TikTokers right now.
You know, I grew up with a lot of like I don't know. I guess you could say the masculine energy, right? And a lot of the times it was like, you know, yelling and you know, making you actually do stuff. And it's like, well, if you don't do this, you know, you're getting your ass whooped. Um, so, um, in a way, I understand like the aggro, right? I understand like the aggressiveness. You know, I like with wrestling, right? There's a lot of yelling and aggressiveness. With martial arts, there's a lot of yelling and aggressiveness. And honestly, that is a way to learn something, but I don't think it's the way to go about veganism, like in a sense. But I don't think that should dissuade someone, you know. And
Yeah.
that may be my bias, you know. But
No, but you know what I think? I think you're onto something because, like, for example, you know, martial arts and, you know, sports like that, they encompass like a different part of the brain,
yeah,
right? It's like about gross motor skills and like strategy, right? Whereas like veganism, I feel like it's a little bit deeper than that.
So I'm not sure if I know. Are you suggesting that I do that right now? I know you guys live stream. I don't know if I should go in there while I'm live streaming because I feel like they would be caught. I don't know. I don't know what the manners are. Etiquette. That's the word I was trying to think of. What's the etiquette of going into the Discord while I'm live? Can I just pop in? Deeper? Don't smoke weed. What? I mean, if you want to eat someone's meat consensually, I got nothing against you. That's fine. You know, we don't judge people on their sexual orientations. We actually embrace people being themselves. But we are against exploitation and using someone, including their meat, when they don't consent to the treatment.
Gotta be consensual to get sensual.
You gotta be consensual to get sensual. That is good. Right, but with consent. Well, let's see. I'll accept. Oh no, you know, I don't know though. So the only concern I would have is, where is it? There it is. My only concern, hold on, it's gonna look weird here. Okay. No, wait, it didn't look weird. In the English hub? Okay, I see the link. Yeah. Yeah, I usually go in there. Isn't it like vegans are better? Or is it veganism equals... No, that's someone's name. Veganism is better. Yeah, okay, I see. There's people in there. I don't think you guys can see, right? Okay, good. I'm not showing something, am I? Maybe I should put this over here. I don't know if I'm revealing someone's post. I wasn't being mindful of what I was showing.
You're just in there. It's okay.
Yeah, it might be the general. like the intro area. I don't know. There are people in there. Honestly, I'm kind of scared to go in. Ah! Talk. So true. Yes, vegan heretics. That was the, yeah, you're right. They are. I will totally go in there. I just, honestly, so kind of funny story. And it's nothing against anybody who has invited me up there, but I have been invited a couple times, and every time I've gone in there, I've been in there just to like hang out because sometimes I'm a little weenie and I want to just watch, which I do feel is kind of unfair to the vegans that are in there, you know, speaking up. So I should just be prepared to always speak. But anyway, I went in there hoping to not speak, and every time I got called up, and I felt, I don't know, shy, because sometimes I can be a little much for some people. And it's not my stage, so I'm not sure if I'm crossing a line sometimes. Oh my god, it's funny that we're getting some trolls in here right now, though. I see you, Axel. Are you in there right now? Oh, you are? Okay. Should I go in there? I don't know how to ask people. And again, I also don't know if my audio is hooked up right. Because I had it going through TikTok so you could hear the people on TikTok. It is not a stage. Okay, so if I go in there, do I have to talk? Maybe I can like watch other people? So ridiculous. I know, guys, I'm so... Go in there. Ah! Okay, okay, cool. So I'll just go in there and I'll be really quiet. Okay, yeah.
Don't go in there and shut the fuck
up. Okay, what?
Go in there and shut the fuck up.
Okay. You guys. Should I not show the screen because it's like privacy, right? Like, I don't know.
It's a public thing. It's called
okay.
the English Hub.
You guys, I'm so ridiculous.
She's insane.
I'm insane. That's true. You guys can only hear me. You can't hear our banter.
Huh?
Does it feel good?
To be back in the a little bit, bro.
I know you missed it, man. I hear you, bro. You're on fire. You're doing good.
Nah, bro. There's like a 99% chance bro's drunk, so it doesn't really matter too much.
Yeah, that's... I doubt he's gonna come back from... I'm actually surprised he didn't take us with him to take a piss, honestly. Yeah.
I gotta go
I
to
don't
bed.
know.
I wanna go to lunch. I'm getting Thai food.
Yeah, alright. Yeah, man. I'm gonna go pick... I gotta pick my wife up from the airport in about an hour here, so...
The wife?
The wife. Yeah, bro, I got married 2 years ago.
That's awesome, bro.
Yeah, man.
Hell yeah.
Thank you.
Wiped
She's the
her up.
awesome one. Yeah.
Yeah,
made her vegan, wiped her up, good stuff.
It's the
Gonna have
secret
vegan
dating.
kids.
I remember I used to run that as an argument for a very long time to guys. I'd be like, guys,
is it working
vegan,
now?
You basically have.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we can hear you. That used to be an old argument back in the day for guys to try to convince them to go vegan. I would tell them, I was like, guys, vegans are 70% women. Like your odds are pretty good.
Oh,
and a lot of them.
Can you still hear me right now?
No, I think it's a. I mean, it's a logical argument, bro.
Yeah,
like if
as
vegan
a
women
joke,
only
it's
date vegan men, and you're looking for potential girlfriend or whatever. It's like if you go vegan, well,
I
guess
just wanted
what,
to
bro?
make sure
You've got
if
a lot
YouTube
of
can hear me.
exclusive vegan women that only like vegan men. Like that's just how it works.
As
It was
a joke,
like a
that's fine, but in the
semi-troll
back of
argument.
my
It wasn't.
mind, I'm like, that's
It
how
wasn't meant
people
to be
get
like a
sexually
serious
assaulted.
argument.
Yeah,
It's up there with like a few of the other troll arguments. Like some of them are true though. Like the vegan men are less impotent, so vegan men have like bigger erections essentially. So like
If
I'm
I have a
sorry,
problem with that.
Bagman, are you vegan?
No, he's not.
no, he's
I'm
currently
not
deciding whether or
vegan.
not he should be continuing his actions of bestiality or changing his principles to no longer believe bestiality is wrong.
He's also drunker than a skunk.
I
So.
love meat, man. I do love meat.
Me too, bro.
and
I just don't find that
most
to be
of
relevant when it comes to bestiality.
Most of the stuff I've eaten that I've liked is what you talked about earlier, where it's like a vegan sanctuary. I mean, we don't
That's
call
not
it
true,
that
bro.
here, but
Yeah, they don't call it that because it's not that, bro.
How do you get?
They
Wait,
do
how
get
does he
killed
get to
for
that vegan
meat.
sanctuary if, like, apparently the only place he can buy food stuff is the liquor store? Like, what? This guy's a walking
Well, that's a
contradiction.
deli. That's a very old deli where
That's the deli liquor store, bro, where he got his
Deli
Bud Light
liquor
from.
store, bean
Yeah.
and rice shop. Like, come on.
It's also
bro.
a gun store. It's a gun store
Also
and
a
a
gun
hunting
What are
store.
we listening
That's why I
to?
wanted to ask if you live on a
Yeah,
fucking
I'm sorry.
reservation, bro.
I'm out in the woods, man.
I mean,
I'm
Bagman.
in Appalachia.
Let's just see if you'll engage with like the actual crux of the issue. So, like, you think that bestiality is bad. You think one of the actions you do constitutes bestiality. Will you stop doing that action, or will you just stop thinking bestiality is bad?
Okay.
Which is it?
Ooh, if something I did was if I did bestiality, I would kill myself.
Not even engaging.
If I contributed
Okay.
to it,
Could
at a
I just
small
rephrase the
percentage,
question?
and I had no power over stopping it, then yeah, I mean,
No, you don't have to add all
But
these extra
I'll
things
draw
to the
the
question.
line.
You don't have to add all these extra things to the question. In fact, I'll specify it even better for you. Let's just say that this action that you take that causes bestiality only happens because of you, right? There's a causal chain between you choosing that action and bestiality happening, and it's only because of that choice that you made. If you stopped that choice, that bestiality would no longer happen on your behalf, right? So it's one to one, right?
I would do it. No, I would do it. Yeah.
You would cut out that action.
If it was immediate, if it was like, ooh, actually, I really don't know if I would because I'm not smart enough to know how that would affect. So many people would lose their jobs.
No. We've been over this, Bagman. You stopping to do an action doesn't change everyone else's actions. It just changes your actions. We've already been over this.
So everyone.
I mean, it's a dichotomous question. It's like me asking, is something true or false, right? That's the only question I'm asking. It's like, is it analogous to me asking what's 2 + 2, right? It's a logical question. There's only one answer.
No,
to
this
2
is
+
way
2.
more complicated, dude. You're talking
No,
about
it's a dichotomous question. Do you know what a dichotomous question is, Bagman? A dichotomous question means that there's only 2 valid answers. So it's like a true or false question.
I would use the word dialectic, but
no, the word is dichotomous. That means it's a black or white question. A dialectic is like a conversation. A dichotomous question is me asking, is the moon made of cheese? That'll either be true or false. There is no in between. There is no middle ground. The law of excluded middle avoids any anything there. The moon is either made of cheese or it is not made of cheese. There is no moon is kind of made of cheese.
Can I something that happens in conversations
so
is
Bagman,
sometimes
that's the
people
question I'm
repeat
asking.
something
In this
back.
hypothetical, based on what you've told us, you are either
I'm not asking that. I'm trying to say that sometimes people will repeat things back to other people to see if they understand correctly. I'm trying to understand. So is your hypothetical that if I don't buy factory farm chicken, all factory farming and farming that involves bestiality will be cut off?
No, that's not the claim. That's never been the claim. I said it was proportional to
because
the amount
even
that
then
you
I
got.
probably wouldn't do it. Well, if it's proportional to, I mean, prove that my proportion is around 10%, and then I'll, yeah.
What do you mean by 10% of what?
It would have to be 10%.
It's 100% of your impact. It's causal.
Well,
there's no like, oh, you're only like 3% responsible for this increase in bestiality. You're 100% responsible for that decrease.
Total net worth. Like total net worth.
Okay, so I mean, we can explain it like this, right? Let's just say there's 10 people eating chicken, right? And that causes Okay, I mean, we can just math it out. 10 people eating chicken causes 10 bestiality units to happen, right? That can be whatever measurement you want. It's a unit, right?
1 to
Okay,
1.
now let's just say you start eating chicken, right? That number goes to 11. If the number of bestiality units goes to 11, right? That's proportional. That's 1 to 1. That's we can show that is a 1 to 1 increase in bestiality to you, right?
Yeah, if
So
it
if you were
was
to
1
stop
to
eating
1.
chicken, it would go down, right?
Yeah,
Right?
yeah, if it was 1 to
Yeah, so
1,
you understand that, right? So that's the hypothetical, right? If that was the case, you would stop buying it, correct?
Yeah, I would make it myself. I would farm it myself. Yeah, and I would farm
Yeah,
it.
you wouldn't do the bestiality
Yeah.
yourself if that was entailed in the purchasing. Okay, great, bro. So if I can prove to you that that is necessarily the case economically, you'll stop buying Tyson chicken nuggets today.
If your definition is some factory worker being paid probably less than minimum wage to put a chicken in a cage with some fucking masturbation device, then nah, I'll still eat the chicken. Because that guy's
No, you
suffering.
already
The chicken's
contradicted on this
suffering.
before,
Everything
Bagman.
is
You already said
suffering.
that the profit incentive is irrelevant to whether or not it's bestiality. You find people that make content for zoophilia websites to be immoral and
Are
bestiality,
they
even though that's for
recording
profit
it and
incentive.
putting it online? I mean, people who make that content are getting off at the same time.
Yeah, I think you're getting too distracted by the hypothetical. Honestly, Bagman, I think I'm going to tone it down a little bit.
Yeah,
It's too
no,
fantastical
brain rot
for you,
for
bro.
sure. Yeah.
So, I mean, it's pretty simple,
You
bro. Like,
brought it
you either
up.
think that the bestiality is wrong or you don't, right? Like, you can maybe have like a it depends
genuinely have
situation, but you've given me
concerns.
no sort of like principled reasons for when it is and isn't bad. You've just told me contradictory
I
reasons for
have.
when
I
it
gave
is
you.
and isn't bad. No, you haven't. You've said that,
No, I
if people
just
make
made
money
it.
from it, then it's fine. And then you said in a situation where people make money from it, oh wait, that's
Solidified.
not
I
fine
just
anymore.
solidified it.
Make up
If
your
it's
minds,
some,
dude.
It's
Bagman, make up your
of any
goddamn mind.
age. If it was just some any age, I'm telling you right now,
It's
you're
terrifying
just
how
interrupting me, so
people
I can't tell
No,
you.
you're not
say
telling me,
why
bro.
we
You're contradicting
respect each
yourself. What
other.
is it? Do you find
You
the
don't
profit
want to have
motive
a
to be relevant or not?
conversation. I'm telling. So now
I'm
you're
trying to have
going
a conversation,
something
Bagman.
else.
Generally,
It's
when you have
really
a conversation with someone and they start saying contradictory things, the conversation tends to break down because I'm engaging
It
rationally.
does.
You're not. You're not, bro.
I'm
Like
saying that
it's kind
if
of hard to talk with
someone.
someone that says one thing and then says the
Wow,
opposite
every
a second
time I
later.
try to talk to you, you interrupt me, man. You just don't want to talk because I back
I'm trying to get you to
into a
answer the
corner.
question. That's what I'm trying to get you to do, Bagman, and you keep dodging it repeatedly.
But you won't let me. You won't let me.
Yeah, because the question's dichotomous. You're not answering it's true or false. It's a true or false question. There is no other answer.
It's not.
It is.
See,
I can
people
demonstrate
can
that it's a
have
dichotomous question
thoughts.
too. I can demonstrate that
People
logically.
can have
Would you like me to
thoughts. If you
first,
want to
Bagman?
have
Would
a
you like me to
conversation,
demonstrate? Would you like me to
just flip
demonstrate that
a
the question is
coin.
first dichotomous, and then once you understand that it's dichotomous, you'll give me a true or false answer?
Yes, do it.
Yeah, this is
Okay,
very,
awesome. Thank you
very
so
debate,
much.
bro.
It's quite easy to prove the dichotomy in this case, the similar way that I proved that everything will either the moon will be made of cheese or it won't be. Okay, in this case, it is either the case, right, that you find animal bestiality, right, to be wrong, right, or you find that by doing an action, right, that increases animal bestiality to be hypocritical, right?
And there's
If you
no
believe that it's wrong.
nuance.
No, I'm
There's
just asking
no
about that
nuance to
specific. I'm
anything.
asking about a hypothetical. I don't know why you keep bringing in minimum wage workers, the economy, all this random irrelevant shit to my question.
So
Just
we're
answer
not
the
talking
goddamn
about
question.
a real.
Are you
We're
able?
not talking
Okay,
about the
Bagman,
real
bro.
world.
What would you feel like if you didn't eat breakfast tomorrow morning?
The same as every day. Are we talking about the real world?
Okay,
or
awesome.
a
You can engage in
hypothetical world?
hypotheticals. You can understand Harry
Yes.
Potter.
Are we talking about
Congratulations.
the
Now
real world?
engage in the
You're
hypothetical,
talking
bro.
about. So you're clearly talking about the real world, and honestly, I'd rather.
I'm not
talk
clearly talking about the real world. I literally prefaced it by saying in a hypothetical.
I would rather
What
talk
the
about
fuck
the
do
real
you think I
world
mean when I
because the
say
real
in a
world
hypothetical,
is what
dog?
matters, and
So
I'm
please tell
the
me, what do you think someone means when they say in a
I
hypothetical?
might even ask,
I'm
like,
actually
are
trying
you
to be
for or against
convinced
animal
into
abuse?
it.
Like, let's find common ground
Because I've been
somewhere.
No, you're
thinking
not,
about
bro.
it for a
You're
while.
literally so contradictory. I
Oh, so
literally
you
said in
know
a
everything
hypothetical, and
about
you're
me.
saying you're implying the real world. Like, do words just have no meaning?
In your hypothetical,
You evolve. I didn't see that you were
sure,
leaving.
but can that
Awesome.
happen in the real world? No.
Being here.
Okay, cool. And then we can go through in the real world why this wouldn't be the case, and then we can talk about that. But if you can't agree to
But
the dichotomous question in the
so
hypothetical,
yeah,
that just
can we get
demonstrates a
back to
lack
the
of rationality.
conversation?
I mean, Bagman,
That's
I'm
kind of
clearly
what we were
talking about the
talking about.
hypothetical. Like, it's a pretty
Yeah,
simple
can
dialogue tree. Do you find it
You
to
only
be?
said
Do you find it to be
hypothetical a while
bestiality?
ago.
If it's the case, it's bestiality, and you find this action to be increasing it. Is that
I already
action
said
good
it's
or bad?
not. I said it's not.
It's
So
not
your
bad. That's just going to be a
argument didn't
contradiction on the
matter
view
a
that you
long
find
time
bestiality
ago.
bad.
I said in your scenario. It's not.
Okay, in your scenario, okay, we would agree then that a rational person in that scenario that finds bestiality to be wrong would find it hypocritical and stop doing an
I
action.
don't
that
know. It's
increases
just not
bestiality.
bestiality. It's someone being forced by a larger corporation to do
Okay,
something
so
that they probably
if you guys
don't
want,
want
I
to
can
do. They
like
would
flip
rather
back.
be
It
doing
looks like
something
How do you
else.
think?
TikTok
Okay,
they have
how do you think
someone,
that
but we can
corporation
like
exists,
just mute this and
Bagman?
go back and forth.
Because people prop it up. And
Oh, I'm so scared to hit buttons on there. I really am so scared. I don't want to mess it up. And I can't see because you guys are in the way. And then we can flip back and forth. I don't need to be so picky with that though.
So
We'll
I
see.
mean, the list goes on and on and
Might
on.
be just
But
as bad.
yeah, there's a lot of things that make me sick, and not to the point that I'm like anaphylactic, but I get I'll be in bed for like 2 days. Like
Yeah, no, I'm like reading about it as you're telling me. So like I appreciate like giving me like another thing to like read about. And sure, I understand. Like, so I guess my question would be like, are you allergic to like all legumes and grains and stuff like that? Because
so
those
not
are,
not all of them, obviously. Some of them, yes.
because like those like
A
legumes and
legume
grains are pretty
allergy
much the
would suck.
primary source of like proteins that we get within our diet, and that's usually what is fed to like 99% of the livestock.
Totally fine.
Plus, actually more than that, because even most
No different
grass-fed
to me,
cattle
really.
are finished on feedlots and fed like grains and legumes within their feed. So, like almost 100% of the animals, especially in the United States, that are
Audiences
consumed
is
are
all.
like
I
finished
think it's great.
on grains and
We should
stuff
be
like
on all
that.
of them.
So that's like where they get their protein from. And you know, like if you can eat some like legumes and grains, you know, that's always an option. Come on, buddy. Now, I'm not like going to sit here and like tell you like I know exactly what your situation is or anything like that. So I guess the question I would ask you, let's say that it was like necessary for you that you did actually have to consume some animal products within your diet because of like some severe health outcomes or something like that from the syndrome that you have. Do you think like somebody in your situation should consider like looking at the places where it is unnecessary and maybe avoid like contributing to exploitation in those circumstances?
I mean, I think that it's a personal choice, which I mean, I know that you're saying it is a personal choice as well, but it's 100% a personal choice, and I don't think that should be removed from their, you know, from their ability to make that decision. Yes, should people consume a variety of foods? Absolutely, but I don't think that somebody should be, I guess, forced or made to feel like that they can't eat things that they obviously benefit from, that they don't seem to have an issue with, to test out things that they may end up be like. To be honest, like pretty much anything that's on that list of the latex stuff, even if I don't eat it on a regular basis, every time I eat it, I'm like stressed. As like I'm like, oh my god, am I going to get?
I want to pause, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I just kind of want to like stay focused on this before like I kind of lose what you're saying here. So I just want to make sure that you're saying that even in the specific circumstances where people can avoid like causing unnecessary exploitation to another sentient being, they should be allowed to because of personal choice.
Yes.
Okay, so I want you to just take a second to think about the implications that this has. Because when we talk
like
about
Ozel's
exploitation,
response.
it's not
Okay.
just like eating animals. Like it's a lot more than just eating animals, right? So if you're saying like a personal choice justifies, or like preference justifies like denying another sentient being of their intrinsic value, like that has some pretty significant implications. It justifies stuff like obviously unnecessarily taking the life of an animal because somebody enjoys the taste of it, to also doing the same thing to another human because they enjoy the taste out of it, or the myriad of exploitation that comes in between that, right?
I definitely don't agree with that. I think that that's taking it to the extreme, and that's
My
not something
alphabet hat.
that is a common thing. Just because you believe that, or you want to eat meat does not mean that you're going to go out and want to, unalive a person to consume them.
Can I ask you a question?
Mm-hmm.
Why, like, is it like, why would you consider one extreme and not the other? Is it just because, like, you've been conditioned to believe that one's acceptable but the other's extreme? Because, like, to me, both are pretty extreme. Like, I can't, like, justify, like, ending the life of another sentient being because I feel like chomping on pieces of their carcass, like, that just doesn't make sense to me. And again, like, I'm specifically speaking from, like, somebody who absolutely doesn't have to do this, right?
Right.
Axel,
So I'm
maybe I
trying to
don't
understand
Bro
why
is
is it why
botching
would
this
why
by
would
sticking
one
to
be
binary
extreme
terms. What
and
do you
not the
mean?
other?
Well, because we are humans and
Other dude.
they are mammals. Well,
yeah, sure. You also said humans are mammals too.
Well, yes, but so I'm not a deer, for example. I am part of the food chain. They are what I consume. I'm not going to look at a mountain lion negatively because it took down an elk, to consume and to eat.
Sure, but why wouldn't you look at a mountain lion like that? If you saw the mountain lion and the mountain lion said back to you, "Hey, what's going on?" Like, I think I'm going to go take the life of that human because I want to eat them, but there might be something else available for me to do. Would you tell them maybe you should consider doing something else and not harm my fellow human?
Should I to keep them from hurting a human or
Yeah,
another?
if they were or whatever, another human or another animal. I mean, whatever, because let's say that they did have the rational agency to do that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because what you're saying essentially is you wouldn't tell a being incapable of rationalizing not to do that, just like you wouldn't tell a person who is capable of rationalizing that to not do that, right? So just kind of that's why I'm trying to say, if the lion had reasoning and said, "Hey, I'm just gonna humans are mammals and mountain lions are actually natural predators of us, right? So if a mountain lion was to eat another human, you'd have to extend the same consideration in that circumstance. So again, I just have to ask you if that lion said, "Hey, I have a choice to not do this. I can just go find something else that's not harmful and do that." Would you ask it to do that?
To be honest, I don't know, because I feel that everybody has a right to fight, just like for example, the elk would have just as much right to fight for its life, and it does in an attempt.
That's not what I'm asking, though.
Just as a human would do the same thing.
That's not what I'm asking, though. Respectfully, that's not what I asked. I absolutely agree with you that everybody has the right to defend themselves. I'm just saying, you see a lion, and then let's say you see an innocent dog that's just hanging out minding their own business, and then the mountain lion looks at you and somehow has the rational capacity and says, "Hey, I'm going to go eat that dog, but I have another option that's not going to be harmful." Would you ask that lion to go do that take the other option instead of eating that dog?
Probably not, no.
So you would just say, "Okay, well, if you have the other option, it's okay for you to eat the dog"?
Or is it while I'm talking?
That, that's the circle of life. If he wants to eat the dog, and nobody's there to help save the dog, or the dog can't save itself, then
okay, perfect. So what about if a human were to tell you, "Well, I'm going to go eat that dog. I have another option, but I'm going to go eat that dog"? Would you ask them to reconsider?
Partner's watching the
Well,
stream.
yes,
He says
absolutely.
he can hear me.
I would, but I mean, that happens in other countries, and I hate it, and I think it's wrong, but that's just
Yeah,
my
I agree.
opinion.
So this is perfect, right? I want you to think about this, right? Because that is
I'm
also
saying secrets, though. You
technically the
can't- you can
circle
just
of
see my
life.
mouth
But in
moving.
this
You can't-
specific instance, your normative framework hits the brakes on this and says, well, no, if it's a human, I would ask them to not eat the dog, even though that is both their preference and also technically could be part of this so-called circle of life we're talking about, right? So I guess I would have to ask
right,
you,
I fell for it.
why? Why is it applicable in some cases, but not the other? Because that's that's inconsistent.
Well, dogs are domesticated, number one. We've domesticated them to be pets that live within our house, to be part of our lives. We have not we have domesticated horses and we have domesticated cows, but we don't bring them into the house and have them live with us. It's a bit different. Same thing. People in this country don't eat horses, for example. Cows, we don't bond with cows to the same level that we bond with other animals.
So I want you to
chickens.
I want you to just pause for a second, please, because I get what you're saying. So I just want to express the horse market might not be common in the United States, but it does happen in Mexico, and I believe maybe Canada in some instances. And then I know that globally that also happens. And then there are also places around the planet that also consume dogs. So, they are very much part of, the food system, right?
Mm-hmm.
But, so, even in that, in that instance, it's still going to be inconsistent. It's just a bit of special pleading.
Well, I breed horses. So, yes, I know that what occurs outside of the United States is different than what occurs inside the United States.
She breeds horses.
So can I ask you then,
Yep.
since you believe it is okay for others to exploit others unnecessarily and out of their
Gross.
desire or pleasure, would you be okay if we had an exotic meat market?
Oh, hey, no, Justice. I didn't realize that was
do you think
hey.
it would be acceptable if we did start farming dogs and say farming or trapping or farming other exotic animals? In those instances, and then make that a global thing, if people have the preference
I
for
would
that.
not agree with that. I would think that the dog thing is wrong. I would think the cat thing is wrong. Now, don't get me wrong. I've had some exotic in this country, meats. So I don't necessarily have a problem with exotic.
But you don't think that there should be
I have a problem with,
but so you don't think that there should be a meat market for that, because you think that'll be wrong, but you think that a meat market for other domestic animals is acceptable.
well, and again, this is my personal opinion. Just because I don't necessarily agree
Arbitrary,
with what somebody
sometimes
does,
culturally
if they made it legal in
lines
this
that
country,
just
I
don't
certainly
logically
would
make sense.
frown upon it. I certainly would think it was wrong. But
I understand that.
That's if somebody wants to do that, then I do feel that's their
Somebody
right.
wants
if
to
it's
discriminate
legal.
to the point of
I'm
changing someone's
specifically
life.
just
That's
talking
on
from
them.
your specific framework, though. If you think that would be right or wrong, and you said wrong. So can I ask you then, since you think it's okay to do this to let's say cows or pigs that have been demonstrated to have the intelligence level of a toddler, why wouldn't it be okay to do that to dogs? I guess maybe a better question is what is specifically the relevant difference that we can identify in a dog that gives them the moral consideration in your framework, but not these other animals that are sentient and value their own experiences?
Well, a dog, in my opinion, is a companion animal.
Well, sure, any animal can be a companion animal. That's just
can be, but as a whole,
any animal. But I'm saying that's not really a sufficient condition if any animal can be a companion animal. I'm kind of looking for something that says, okay, well, there is this objective difference that demonstrates that it is okay, to unnecessarily farm these animals and exploit them because we get pleasure out of it, but not these animals, even though technically it's the same. They're both domestic animals. We bred them into existence to commodify them. Meat is meat, right? It can come from any animal. So, everything that we can gain from cows, we can gain from dogs. So I guess I'm trying to understand what the difference might be here.
Well, cows were, again, like you've said, cows were bred for thousands upon thousands of years for the basic purpose of providing meat to us. Same thing with hogs, same thing with chickens, same thing. Dogs, cats, they were bred for thousands upon thousands of years for a completely different purpose.
Yeah, but we can breed dogs for any purpose, and we could breed any animal for any purpose and just slap the purpose on that, right? So like poof, now we've slapped the purpose of breeding dogs for food. You don't agree with that. So I'm trying to understand, like, since now in this circumstance, they're going to be bred for food, like, what would be the difference between the cow and the dog?
You're talking about taking something that's taken thousands of years to turn into what we have today and having beef
No,
cattle.
I'm not, because people are no, I'm not,
just
because
saying, oh, all of a sudden we can eat dogs.
I'm not, though, because people are already eating dogs.
People
like
are
it's not a far-fetched thing. Like it's something like all we would need to do is just breed dogs to eat them, because that's what's happening in different cultures. There's no like crazy domestication like we did for cows, right? So like, again, like this is a very real hypothetical. It's not something that's far-fetched because it's something that already exists. So like now, poof, we've just decided that we are going to farm these dogs for food. That is now their purpose. That is now why we're going to breed them. Mm-hmm. What would be the difference?
I mean, I guess there wouldn't be one. And that would just be a personal preference on what anybody wanted to do.
So why would you think that one was wrong and one was right if there isn't a difference?
Because I look at as a dog as a companion animal.
Yeah, and we can look at cows as companion animals too, or we can look at cows as
I'm not.
Or we can look at cows as sentient beings, right?
That separates a companion animal from a farm animal that makes it okay?
Opinion. I'm giving it to you. And then you're asking me to consider other people's opinions. Well,
no, I'm not asking you to consider anybody else's opinion.
Link,
I'm just
by the way,
asking
if
you to
anybody
consider
wants
yours,
to go up on Universe's
and then the
panel,
victims,
vegan or not,
and
you
like
can go up there.
in regards to like the decisions that you're essentially condoning in this circumstance. Like you're saying it is okay to cause the unnecessary exploitation of another sentient being
hang out in your panel.
Because you get pleasure out of it.
He wants to talk
right?
to you first,
and you're saying that is okay for others to do
as
well.
That's a good way to introduce yourself too. He might let you stay up.
Like, and that justifies all sorts of bad things.
Well, I don't get pleasure out of watching an animal suffer by any means, but what I do get is food for my body.
Yeah, so in the instances like the instances where you don't have to do it, right? If you could find a way to not do it, then yeah, it would be for pleasure, right?
Vegans though definitely go request. You can get up there in a heartbeat.
Mm-hmm. And in order for you to enjoy the taste of that meat, somebody else's autonomy is being exploited.
Correct.
Right. So is this something that you would like consider, like maybe looking at like resources or something that might like be able to help you, since you don't like the idea of animals suffering? Like we have free resources that could hook you up with like a dietitian, or like with registered dietitians that
you
can
sound like you got a lot of logic.
Help like coach
Why don't you go
you
throw
and
that
like
logic
tell
up
you
there on
foods
that
you might
panel.
be able to eat even within your
Blink
condition.
or whatever your name is. Dolinsky?
Probably not. No.
Probably not.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's just not something I'm interested. Like, I ride horses, I breed horses, and I eat meat. Like that's who we are.
Yeah, well, it's who you choose to be. I just want you to know that like your actions do have victims. Like they have very real victims. They have very real consequences. Like when it comes to those actions. And then when you say it's okay for others to exploit others out of pleasure, again, that justifies like everything from like farming animals to eating them to like Jeffrey Dahmer and doing what he did because he enjoyed the taste of humans.
KFC.
Like it was out of pleasure. Like I'm just like making that known for you and what you just justified.
Okay. I mean, I think one's legal and one's not, but yes.
Do you think legality like determines what's ethical?
I think that
I was actually hoping that they would cycle
certain
through
morals,
others
yes.
too.
So
they
you
might
think
still.
Like do you think laws?
They're still talking to this lady.
You think laws determine what are moral?
Laws are based on morals that we have as a society.
Okay.
To make fun of somebody, but morals.
So there are six states that don't have like minimum marriage ages. Do you think like childhood marriage, like in that instance, would be ethical if somebody's parents said it was okay for them to do?
Morals.
If it was something that they wanted to do and their parents said that yes they could do it, then I believe that it's okay. as
So you
long
think
as
if
they're not
like you think if
marrying
like
somebody
you think
that's like
if
40 years old or whatever, or 30
well, I
years
mean,
old, or 20 years
but
old.
there's no but there's no like age difference, or there's no like age requirements on that. Like the law like does like allow for like a 40-year-old to like marry a 12-year-old or
vegan
something
stoner
like that.
lady. I don't know
If
if
the
any
parents
show
consent to that.
Allow the marriage of a 12-year-old, but
we keep
Well,
it
I mean, with
funky and
parents' consent,
skunky.
but again, like these are laws, like existing laws right now, and that's why I'm kind of trying to test the ethical, the laws like being centered around morals. I would never say that it is okay for a child to marry an adult. I wouldn't find that to be ethical. But I mean, like, if we look at like laws as describing what's moral, then we'd have to consider that to be ethical, right?
well, the federal law does not allow
Federal law, but
Yeah,
not all federal laws.
it's usually state laws that manage like marriage ages,
Laws, yeah.
as far as I'm concerned. I'm not really
correct.
sure.
But within the federal law, we also have laws that protect minors against adults, against sexual relationships with adults. And so at a federal level, yes, the state may say that so-and-so can get married to so-and-so, but there's still a federal mandate over what can be done.
Are you sure about that?
I'm pretty sure. I would love to know what states allow for a 12-year-old to get married.
Yeah, I can pull up the list for you like right now if you'd like. Hold on, let me get back to my computer, and then I'll check on federal mandate. But like, even though whether it's a federal law or not is really irrelevant, it is still a law, and it is still in a state, and it is also in different countries as well. So like, it is law somewhere in some
Different
circles.
countries, I have no opinion because I'm not there.
Well, I
but
mean, but they're laws, though.
So in her mind, there is some scenario where child brides
but I'm
are
more
a
concerned with
good
the laws
thing.
that actually exist within my country, because those are the only laws that I have any say over.
But
And
can I add
federal
something?
law still outweighs state law.
Mrs. Bob, you do realize that there are many laws that existed in the past that were incredibly immoral and exploitative, and like slavery, like the Jim Crow, like the fact that women could not vote until the 1900s, the fact that a woman had to submit to schmecks with her husband, and it was
Potato
not
has something
considered
popping
rape
out of its chest.
up until what, the 70s? So all of these things were at one point law, right?
Yeah,
And you're
I
saying
just
that
wanna- So can I just follow up real quick and then you can finish? Just before I lose it, I
crazy
just
when they
wanted to
bite
say, so
bullets.
California, Mississippi, New Mexico, and Oklahoma. And as far as that federal mandate, in the United States, the minimum age at which one can marry is, with or without parental consent, is set by states, not the federal government. That was it. Go ahead, Brenda. Sorry.
So what is the age in those states that you stated?
No minimum age. That's what I told you.
I have a real hard time believing that. Hold on.
Well, I think it's because you're convinced that you're, yeah.
Exactly. This is just an example of
But
her
again,
showing, it's
you're
immoral
convinced
to
that
marry
morality
children to
equals
an adult.
legality, and that's a very,
Even though it's
that's
legal.
a very, it's a slippery slope because of what we're mentioning now, what Elzel is talking about, and because of what the United States has determined as legal in the past and in the very near past. So none of these, and you said some of these laws are based on, that laws need to be based on some sort of morality or some sort of wrongdoing in the past.
Her
whereas,
country, I have no opinion.
That can never be argued for slavery. That could never be argued for for laws that subjugated women. Current laws right now that are continuing to subjugate women. I mean, there are places where a woman can't get a hysterectomy without her husband's approval. So can you respond to the part about legality equal or morality equals legality, about them being intertwined, and what the examples that we're providing you?
Well, real quick, I was looking up something. So it says every state sets a minimum age at or above 18 years old, most states allow minors to be married with parental or judicial consent.
I literally said with parental consent when I started the conversation. And I asked you specifically if parents consent to like their like 10-year-old marrying like a 40-year-old or something, would you find that ethical?
So the most common,
hold on, Mrs. Bob. Sorry,
allows marriage of minors as young as 15 years old with parental consent. So they do have an age limit. Not that I would
Matter.
not
The
let my
point
child get
is
married at 15,
legality
but-
does not equal morality, lady.
Yeah, but it's not just about you. That's what we're asking you in terms of, because you're determining, you're saying that legality equals morality, but it's not your morality. So what is
jump to
so what is
slavery
the
because
moral-
everybody
what is the-
understands that.
What is
Well,
it
that's why
then?
we have
Or the
democracy
fact that
in this country
husbands
where we
could
get
rape their
together and
wives
we
until
decide as a
mid-90s.
country.
So that people, but that's been decided. It's decided that like a 15-year-old can get married to an adult, but you wouldn't do it. Why wouldn't you do it? And like, why are you okay with us
not what
having
I would
laws
want
like
Well,
that?
that was like incorrect of what you even
guideline-
said, though. No, hold on. That was even incorrect of what you said, though, because in California, Mississippi, New Mexico, and Oklahoma, like you can get married at like 12, 13, 14 years old, like with parent consent, right?
No, that's
so like
not
I'd have to ask you again. It is
Who
like that. Like
consents to
there's
their
no minimum age.
13-year-old
There's
getting
no minimum
married?
age with parental
Yuck.
consent, and it's been granted. Like I think in the past, like that's young. I don't know if it's still commonly practiced, but it's still like law. So would you be okay with like
Where
a
are you
14
getting your information from? Because I'm reading straight from the policy initiative.org.
Matter. This is off the
Okay,
topic.
yeah, and I'm reading from another judicial website too, from different states' websites. So, like, what I'm trying to understand here, right? So let's say, like, let's just grant 14-year-old,
intelligent, though. He's
let's
always
throw
got
that
a
number out
good
there,
amount of-
14-year-old,
I
right?
always learn stuff.
So let's say I just want to test the consistency with the ethics, and then we can move on right here, right? Like, if like there's no minimum age requirement in the state, and judges are allowing like 14-year-olds to like get married to adults, would you find that to be ethical? For a like 40-year-old to marry a 14-year-old if the
David,
14-year-old's parents
debating,
consented.
but it does devolve into that sometimes when
Let's see,
people
so
present it that way. Like
this says
I have an excuse for everything. It starts to just devolve
with
into
these,
that.
provisions that are allowed in here, which says a judge must provide consent and approval. One party is pregnant or has recently given birth, and the minor must be emancipated.
Lady
Then
is
if they're
debate bro.
emancipated, then
It just sounds like they
they've
know
been
law.
declared that they
So
can
it's-
make their own
well, I guess it is.
decisions.
It's a different type of debate, bro.
No, that's like different.
It's like I don't know why they're debating this. It's interesting to learn.
Like I already said, like if that was the case, like parental consent wouldn't even be
There
an
are
issue if the
states that allow
child wasn't
minors to
married.
get married
why up here it
if
says
the
18
girl
or
is
anything.
pregnant without parental
wouldn't
consent.
have to
I think
ask
it
for
was
anything
Georgia.
if they're
I don't know if they
emancipated.
changed that, but it was in 2004
And
or 5.
are
I had a
we,
friend that
like,
did that
even
loophole.
discussing anyone under 18
Gross.
being allowed to get married by your parents. Like it's like it's a wild take to have, to be discussing up here the morality of allowing children to marry adults. Like you do see that, right?
Exactly.
Well, I think it's interesting that y'all are saying, I mean,
All I'm asking simply is if laws determine what are moral, and you said yes, and I demonstrated, like according to those specific states, there's no minimum marriage difference, or minimum marriage age, like when it comes to like with parental consent. And I even expressed that, and I can like pull up like a list of every state with minimum age marriages, right? And not
I feel like
all of
this
them are
example might be
18. Like, hold
a
on, let me
little
pull it up
harder.
really quick.
no,
and I'll
you
read-
said there
read
were
you
several
the-
that were 15.
Agree, right?
Yeah,
None
sure.
human
So,
slavery was
again,
wrong.
A
It was
no
considered
age
moral
limit
at
at
the
all.
time.
There's not a state
California.
It was not moral at the time,
California.
though.
No, California
Ask the
is
slaves.
15.
No.
Which is the point.
California.
Legality is not
But
equal
15,
to
even
morality.
15, Mrs. Bob, 15 is an insane age to allow a child to get married. Like that's crazy. It's wild that we're debating this. But we should get back to the original point, right? The original point is that legality, and let's forget the child, because obviously this is something that you're very passionate about. That you're very passionate about defending child marriage. But let's move on from child marriage. What about all the other heinous laws that have existed You think those are legal? Like, for example, let's just go with the basics: slavery.
Okay, but does it exist now?
It doesn't matter. You're saying legality equals morality. At
I'm
one
saying that
point,
people's morals and a country's morals change over time. What
It
is
was still
acceptable
immoral
today
in
is
that
obviously not
time.
something that would have been acceptable in the 1700s
Right
or
to
the
vote is another
1800s or
great one.
whenever, because as a country
Absolutely.
develops, their moral standing changes
that's
through time.
a very naive take
Any rights
to
movement.
make,
Okay.
given the state of our country. It's very naive for you to say that. And by the way, slavery still does exist, very much exists,
Well,
and
it
you should
doesn't
look it
exist
up.
within the United States
It
unless
does.
they're
No,
not
absolutely, it does
legally.
exist. It
Not
She's telling me
absolutely
that every
legally
law in
exists in the
America
United States.
is
Please
moral.
In prison.
Please give
In
me a
prison.
demonstration.
Oh,
Please
In
point out.
prison. I
In
just said it.
prison.
In prison.
What a naive person.
In prison. Okay.
Yes.
So please
exists in prison.
explain how people are being forced to do slavery in prison.
Oh
That's
my
actually
God!
in the amendments of the Constitution of the U.S. But I have a question.
That prisoners must be slaves.
They can be.
Are being exploited.
What amendment?
Absolutely. Oh yeah, I'm on YouTube. Fucking
I
lootly.
think
I think it's the 13th. Isn't it the 13th?
Yep, 13th Amendment.
Before you ask your question, can I just, like, one thing, like, it'll be brief. I'm reading sdcourt.ca.gov, and they don't list a minimum marriage age either. Like, you just have to have consent.
And children cannot consent.
Yeah, so my question is, do you believe lying is wrong?
I think it depends on the lie. Exception clause. So 13th, it allows for involuntary servitude as a punishment for a crime if a person has been duly convicted.
Mm-hmm. So slavery.
So?
But we're providing them with food and shelter, correct?
That doesn't matter, Mrs. Bob. It doesn't take your personhood away going to prison. You do understand that.
Wow, this lady just said human slavery is
You don't
okay.
understand that? You don't understand that a person who's in prison is still a human being?
No, I understand that they're still a human being. I just believe
Human
that
beings do not deserve no. Human beings do
She
not
doesn't
deserve
understand,
slavery,
especially
period.
here in America.
They
She could
don't-
easily
oh my
end up in
God.
there and left in there
Yeah,
to
so do you
rot.
believe lying is wrong?
Being a totally
That depends
innocent
on the lie.
person. That happens so much here.
So you
Like
don't.
if somebody asks me if they look fat in something, I'm not gonna be like, yeah, you look like a whale.
Well, no. So it depends on the
Genuinely
lie.
think
So you
someone
don't think
looks
lying is
terrible
wrong?
in an outfit, you
think
should
I
be
said-
honest
like
so
I
they
said,
don't
it
go
depends
embarrass
on the
themselves.
lie.
Because if you know how they see themselves, if they feel confident in it, I'd be like, then I see your confidence.
Because I hold that lying is wrong, and it doesn't depend on the lie. I just think lying is wrong in general.
It's just
So
your
I don't
perception.
think
If you got a problem with
that
the way
one
someone
should
looks,
lie,
that's
right.
says more about you than
what
them.
about racism? Do you believe racism is wrong?
I do.
Okay, racism is not against the law.
No, it's not against the law because you can't impede on somebody's. You have no ability to change or make somebody think the way that you want them
Growing
to think.
tired
You don't have
of
any
this
ability
lady.
to do that.
Right, but so racism isn't legal, right, or illegal. So, but you believe racism is wrong, correct?
Correct.
Yeah, so it's not dependent.
conversation
Morals are not
better in
dependent
the
on
Discord?
what's legal and what's
I
not legal.
didn't say that all morals are part of law. I said that we'd create laws based on the morals. That
Sure.
doesn't mean that every single
It's
moral
really
becomes
like,
a law.
even when I was 17,
But
there's no way
if
I
it is
knew
the
what I was
case
committing
that,
to if someone asked me to marry
like,
them.
morals
Like,
in law
I
are
absolutely
different,
wouldn't understand
and we're
that
speaking about
commitment.
morals. My question to you is: do you believe it's wrong to use someone else when we don't need to?
Do I believe it's wrong to use someone else? Well, I believe it's wrong to use a human being. Yes, I don't believe it's wrong to harvest an animal for consumption. Do I believe it's wrong to harvest an animal and not eat it? Absolutely. Or not use it? Absolutely. But do I believe that
Parental
you could
consent, young as 15.
harvest one and then consume it and utilize it? Yes.
Okay. Do you believe do you believe it's morally permissible to do the same thing when we don't need to?
No.
Okay. So, according to, the science that we have available to us and many vegans that exist, now that are surviving and thriving, it's no longer necessary that we need to consume or use animals, right? There's cruelty-free options. There's a grocery store, right? We can get cruelty-free alternatives where we don't have to use an animal. So that makes it not necessary to consume or use an animal. So if you believe it's wrong to unnecessarily exploit or use an animal when we don't need to, then by that same moral standard, just like you believe racism is wrong, and more than likely you believe you should avoid being racist if you believe it's wrong, right? It's the same thing.
I would like for people to not be racist, but I have no control over somebody's beliefs.
Right, but I'm just saying, you believe it's wrong to exploit others when we don't need to, and I'm showing you how it's not necessary for you to consume or use animals. So by that same standard, right, if you believe it's wrong to use another sentient being when it's not necessary,
It's not fair
then you
to
ought to
the
be
one
vegan,
being
because veganism
exploited.
is the stance against using other sentient beings as resources or commodity when we can avoid it.
Well, I never said that when it's not necessary. I said if you're going to if you're going to unalive an animal for the purpose of just unaliving it with nothing else, then I do not believe that's correct. If you are going to unalive an animal, harvest one for the purpose of consuming it or utilizing it, then I believe that that is fine. It doesn't have anything to do with whether you have to or not, whether it's a necessity.
Is that okay?
Oh, okay. So
On some animals, though, right?
Do what?
Because that's what you said earlier. Only some animals, not all animals.
Correct. That's my belief. Yes, correct.
Well, this is just inconsistent.
Well, I'm very sorry that you feel that it's inconsistent. That's
Well,
my belief.
It's not that I feel it's inconsistent. I'm just testing logic. And by your answers, right, you said it's not necessary for you to consume or use an animal, right? There's alternatives that exist. And you believe it's wrong to unnecessarily unalive an animal when you didn't need
Reality is a living
to.
being.
And now
That's a
you're
funny
saying, well,
concept.
you're not against unaliving animals when you don't need to. That's just a contradiction.
Morality changes.
Like I said, I
just
believe
don't think
that
that
I have the
humans
right
always
to
understand
consume
what's moral
meat.
when they claim it's moral.
If I choose
If there's
to.
a victim, is it moral?
So all you're saying is you have the right to violate an animal's interests, even if you don't need to.
Yes, I do.
Like those people that
Okay.
were enslaving
Do
other
other
people
humans
who
have
thought it was
the
moral.
right to violate you, even if they don't need to?
Well, I'm
They
a
just
human,
misunderstood
so no.
what was moral
Okay,
because
so
they
what's
weren't
the
the one.
morally
They weren't
relevant
putting
trait
themselves in the
difference
victim's
between you
perspective.
and an animal
Sorry.
that makes it permissible for you to slaughter animals, but not other humans to slaughter you?
I'm at the top of the food chain.
That's not a trait. I'm asking for a morally relevant trait difference.
Woman using the food chain.
Sorry, what?
Yeah, I'm asking for a trait.
A trait that I'm far more intelligent than most, than animals.
Okay.
Here
So
we go.
is
Yep.
it morally permissible
We're gonna go
to
down the
slaughter
bingo
those
line.
that are not as intelligent as you? Like, let's say we have a baby that's like mentally disabled.
But that's a human.
Okay, so it's not even about intelligence, it's more about species, correct?
You keep asking me for traits. First I said human, and then I said top of the food chain, and then you wanted a trait, and so I gave you a trait, and now you're reversing it back to being not human or human.
Yeah, I mean, you're saying intelligence, but now you're not saying intelligence. But
anthem.
human isn't even a trait, so I'm still looking for a trait.
Well, I gave you a trait. I said I was more intelligent.
Yeah, but you said it's not morally permissible to slaughter anyone who's less intelligent.
Again, because I'm human. You keep going back. Like there's more than just one thing here that plays into this. I got a question though. Do y'all? I mean, y'all are obviously utilizing cell phones and computers.
We're not gonna dodge. We're not gonna.
They have animal byproduct.
Yeah, so veganism is where we can practically possibly avoid it. We should, right? There's
avoid demanding
some
someone's
cases where we
exploitation.
can't practically
You should
possibly
avoid
avoid
demanding
something.
exploitation.
But when it
That's
comes to
simple.
slaughtering and consuming animals, we definitely can.
Yeah, I also just briefly want to mention too. There's a difference between certainty and possibility, and seeing that most of the industry is moving away from using like animal products like that in technology. It's like significantly less common now. So like you'd have to be able to demonstrate that like the technology I'm specifically using actually is in order for that two quo quo to work. But we do know that our animal consumption is 100% exploitive. Certainly.
Okay, well, let me ask you this. Y'all keep saying necessity. There's no necessity. If there's another way for you to communicate without utilizing animal byproducts,
Not just listen to a word I said.
I've been talking to
You're
this
gonna have
lady
to
for
like
so
demonstrate
long.
that like what I'm using was actually like has animal products in it, especially since the industry has largely moved away from using stuff like liquid cholesterol and other animal byproducts in a lot of the glues where it used to use that, right?
Well, I'm talking about like the gelatin that's used in the LCD screens.
I agree.
Yeah, that's specifically talking about like it's been like years now that they've been like using synthetic materials to
it's the
recreate
method
that.
of science. Like science is
plastics
just
use
about a
petroleum
method
products.
trying to
Our
just
petrol
understand
was
the world
petroleum
around us.
did we like exploit animals for petroleum or what?
I'm just saying, y'all to say no animal byproducts.
I'm trying to add. No, we're saying no exploitation.
Okay, so like I said, if we shoot a deer in the woods, we're not exploiting it. It didn't suffer.
You definitely are exploiting it. Exploitation means using another being as a resource or commodity.
So then you are using another being as a resource or commodity if you're utilizing a byproduct of an animal.
So can you tell me which animals today that we slaughtered to get petroleum from?
I can look up for
Yeah,
you.
I'd really like to know which animals that we specifically slaughtered to process for petroleum. Like specifically like the type of animal that we get the petroleum from and everything.
Well, I know I'm talking about other parts of the technology.
Well, like I already like said, right? Like when it comes to like the liquid cholesterol that you're talking about or the stearic acid, whatever it is that was used in LCD screens, like that's mostly like synthetic now. Like the industry is largely moving away from that, and even glues and stuff like that. Like they even make like vegan lines of
we go, hey,
car tires.
I don't want that.
And
Is
stuff.
there
So
another option?
Again, like the industry is
You
moving
bug 'em
away
enough,
from
they
those
make
uses.
another
So what you're
option.
doing is you're comparing
how it works. There's
like
a demand,
somebody
they want
whose
immediate, 'cause they
technology
want
may
your
have
money.
possibly had exploitation in it, and it
The
might be
levers we
impossible
have to
for
work
them
with.
to actually making the decision to go out and just end the life because you want to hack off pieces of their body and consume it.
All right. Well, I got to get off. Y'all have a good night.
Take care.
Take it easy.
I just wanted to add something, just for the record, for everyone.
She had nothing to say after that, oh.
Sorry?
No, I was going to say she had nothing to say after that. That's why she bounced.
I wanted to just give some context to anybody who's wondering about the legality of the 13th Amendment that allows incarcerated individuals to be slaves. Like, again, I'm going to reiterate, going to prison does not remove anybody's personhood. People who are in prison are still human beings. And the fact that African Americans are 6 times more likely to go to prison, to jails, or go through the system than the majority race in this country. And they only make up about, what, maximum 15% of the population in the United States? I mean, people need to connect the dots on that one. And Mrs. Bob just did not understand that. And I think she low-key was justifying slavery without those statistics because they deserved it for being in prison. And I guess they needed to pay back by being slaves. So that's some, like, master rhetoric right there, you know.
Yeah, and I was really like trying to press the other side. Well, you nailed that right on the head. I absolutely agree with you. Like nobody's like personhood is removed just because they end up in the penitentiary system, and a significant amount of them are nonviolent offenders. Like so, even like that. Like I'm not saying that one justifies it more than the other, but like it's just insane. Like the things that people get locked up for. And then are subject to that, like in the first place. But I brought up the other stuff because I'm really trying to not just focus on diet. And I even granted her, like, in the case where you do have to consume like animals for your issues, like what about the other cases where somebody can absolutely, or like somebody in your position, like can absolutely avoid it? And she was like, no, I still think it's okay. So that's why I like started pressing down the other avenues. But unfortunately, like ultimately, like you're not going to make everybody connect the dots, especially somebody like, you know, that might be like middle-aged and older. Sometimes it happens, but like they just tend to be more set in their ways and stuff like that. But, you know, maybe she'll take some time to think about that, the conversation. Hopefully, you know, it was a good conversation for everybody else. I probably should have ended it way earlier though.
Yeah, it's all right. I had noticed I left at 9:20 to get some water, and I came back, and you were still having the discussion. So, just like, oh, it must be interesting.
It was a little infuriating, is what it was.
I was going to end it after after I asked about whether laws were ethical because I knew nothing else was going to change.
Yeah.
But like the amount of gymnastics,
Michael. Yeah,
like
especially with the child marriage.
You can request up if you hit the link that I pinned in the chat. You can go up there and just be like, hey, I don't actually have any arguments against veganism. I just want, you know, some practical advice or some resources on, like, what do I do if I'm having a craving? Or, you know, you can talk to them about the basic reasons why you still see animals as a resource and still not, like, you don't recognize their victimhood, like you can't trade places with them. So you can bring that up to them and they can like help you start to see it from the victim's perspective, because it just basically comes down to, if I just give you the fast food version, if you were the victim, what would you want your oppressor to do, right? Would you want them to keep using you? Use you in whatever way they deem humane, like some kind of nice way, or not use you at all? You know, what would you prefer if you were the oppressed? Used nicely, not used at all. And that's really what it comes down to. You know, and if it takes something like, because you're in the store, and I understand the imagery is really hypnotizing to, you see happy animals and everyone's encouraging you to buy it, and oh look, it's on sale, and you know that it's going to give you some dopamine, taste pleasure or whatever. I understand that those all kind of like hypnotize everyone to just being okay with everything and not critically thinking about what they're demanding. But it's also because you're not looking at what the other parts that the animal has to go through. Even if they were given this great, sweet life, you know, would you ever want, I'm sure you're free range, would you ever want your life taken early just because you've been free range? And the reason why I switch myself with them is because we're all sentient. All sentient beings care about what happens to them. And we intrinsically care. It's our universe. We care so much about what happens to us. So intrinsically, our values are no different between a cow and us. So if you were the cow, what kind of respect would you want? Yeah, exactly. If you need help, I totally get it. If your heart's there and, you know, you're just having maybe these obstacles, I get it. That's why I was maybe suggesting you can go up there and request and they can talk to you about it. Although it looks like they have someone up right now, but I'm going to go ahead and leave it there. You can see if they have a guest. If you want to go, you guys can go there. You can just hang out in the chat too. They have a chat, as you can see. I really appreciate you all being here. Yeah, I don't understand how people can say it's okay to enslave people at all. Even if someone has done a crime, honestly, in my opinion, why are we like abusing them? We should be like why do you feel that you needed to do this? Sometimes they feel they don't have a justification. It's like, okay, well, let's talk about that. Like, I feel like there's other methods. It's not about, I don't know. We use our prison systems to force people to be something, but it's really just turning good people into angry people, and it's taking away rights that they shouldn't have taken from them. It's not fair, right? Our prison system should be more about like, hey, there's something wrong here. Let's solve this, because if you fight fire with fire, everyone gets burned. So, I don't know. That's another topic though. Anyway, I don't like that people can, in their heads, justify enslaving another human being. That's insane. That could be you. If you see another human as it's okay to take and animals. That's the problem, is because we make this loophole to do this to animals, we now have this idea that, there are traits that we can deem lesser, and therefore it is okay to say, hey, I deem you lesser, it's okay that I exploit you. Now you got me rattling on, Michael. I think you just need to watch Dominion and know that when you pick up those packages, you are the reason why that next animal is going to be put through that system. And that, to me, is a lot, because it's like, when you're picking up that package, like, are you going to pull that trigger? Like, if you were buying eggs and you had to hit the button to blend up baby chicks, would you do it? If all the animal products were suddenly all cats and dogs, would you find a way to avoid using those products and just use the plant-based products that are available? So it's just about your mindset. You're still seeing cows, pigs, and chickens because it's convenient, that it's okay. What if suddenly you saw human baby flesh and it was even cheaper than the animal flesh? Would you then purchase human baby flesh that was farmed? Yeah, I get you. It's just, if you understand it, it's like, well, then you need to know the gravity of it, because it's not just this lighthearted food for thought. Because every time that you participate in that market, someone is losing everything. They're waiting for you to learn, right? Your baby steps are taking lives the whole way. And if you feel it's wrong, it's just like someone who's graping others. It's not that you are graping others, okay? I want to be clear. It's just a similar logic. It's like, well, it's a habit. It gives me great joy. But if you just do baby steps to gradually decline how often you exploit other people so you can get your jollies off, you're still making victims on your way to recovery, right? That's not helping. That's still harming others. So, still demanding someone's exploitation. It's not about harm. It's about not respecting consent and someone's autonomy. Yeah. And vegans we recognize the gravity. That's why we're so serious about it. And, if you don't understand the gravity, I can see why that would come across as extreme. But once you realize, it's like, it's kind of how people react when they see dogs or cats being abused, right? They're going to be loud, they're going to be angry, and they're going to really push that you don't do that. Don't abuse cats and dogs. And it's not that those people that are defending cats and dogs are angry, hostile, irrational people. It's that in that moment they understand that cat and dog are suffering and don't deserve that. And that is exactly the headspace that vegans are in. So I hope you recognize that why we're pushing so hard is because this is life and death for somebody. It's serious. And just like somebody who's defending dogs and cats, right? I would check out Dominion. It's a documentary. It just shows you standard practice, and it's free here on YouTube. Dominion 2018. And there's also, if you just Google vegan challenges, there's different programs that offer dietitians that can help you make meal plans for free, absolutely for free. I use Vegan Easy. I've seen other people recommend other ones. So veganeasy.org, or you can just Google vegan challenges. You'll see a bunch of them. There's a lot of good ones. And then otherwise, there's also nutritionfacts.org. which is just a great resource to look at the science and watch videos. Again, nutritionfacts.org is on YouTube, and Dominion 2018 is also on YouTube. And they have links to their websites in the descriptions of their videos. So if you just want to stay on YouTube for simplicity, Dominion 2018 and nutritionfacts.org. Nutrition Facts on their website has what's called Dailey Dozen, just to make sure you get everything you need in a day. And if you focus on that, where you're like, okay, I want to make sure I get all my nutrition, so I'm going to get these foods, you'll find that you won't even, it'll be actually exciting because you're like, oh, I can live without demanding someone's exploitation. I'm going to install these new habits. And I'm like, literally, it'll take like a month of learning or like practicing these new habits. And you won't even think, it's second nature, you know, don't even think about it. Yeah, you're really close. All right. Well, I've yapped your ear off enough. You guys, if you want, go check out Universe, click the link. And again, like I said, Michael, you can also reach out to Universe. They're a great resource too. He has a bunch of resources that they can tell you about. They're really supportive in there. If you're like genuinely like, hey, I just have some questions or there's something holding me back. But with that said though, I want to say also thank you to all my vegans and my mods. Thank you for keeping the chat safe. Really appreciate you. Thank you for hanging out. This has been another Long Boy. I'll be live tomorrow on anti-animal use, so please go follow them. And I will see you tomorrow, and if not tomorrow, I'll see you Monday, 9 a.m. PST. Saturday, though, it'll be 10 a.m. 10 a.m. PST tomorrow. All right. Yeah, please, Michael, if you want, reach out to any of us. All the vegans that are here to help. So please feel free to reach out to us on any of my platforms, Instagram, TikTok. There's no messaging in YouTube, but if you leave a comment, I'll see it. Awesome. I appreciate you checking that out. All right. You guys have a great vegan day, and I'll see you later.